All right. This is 411 Sports Talk Radio on 4RadioNetwork.com. I am the bench warmer, sitting in with the bench warmer. No, come this way, come that way. Come this way, this way. Okay, I'm here. Okay, I see myself. You know, we had these problems all the time. We had these problems all the time. The wife is, I think I'm running the show, but I'm not running the show. No, I'm not. Happy wife, happy life. When is a happy husband happy life? Damn, the husband.
A happy wife leads to a happy life.
Damn, the husband ain't happy.
I learned that from somebody.
All right, this is 411 Sports Talk Radio on 4Radio.network.com. I am sitting with I gotta introduce the crew because the crew has changed. Crews change all the time, don't they?
Yeah.
But you still stay the same.
I'm always here.
All right, Professor, what's going on, sir?
Everything's everything. God is good.
There you go. Now we got an empty seat here because he on 20. So you got to get him off of 20.
Yeah.
So Preacher be here pretty soon. Next to what would be Preacher is an old-time listener, first-time calling in, Willie Burton. What's going on, sir?
What's up?
Willie.
Man, how you doing?
Good, man.
Yeah?
Good. Yeah.
You ready to get into this?
I'm excited, man.
All right. Next to Willie is a Brick House Lounge. Daryl, what's going on, sir?
What's up, everybody?
Man, you all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. Now me and you finna fuss.
That's right. That's why I'm here.
Yeah, it's
come
gonna.
here to agree.
Yeah. It's gonna start out. It's gonna. We finna have an argument.
Okay.
But we still gonna live with each other afterwards, right?
Do I have to play referee like I do with you and
You don't
Shelly?
always have to play referee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Willie, Daryl, this is the referee right here.
Got it.
Because I get into it with kind of everybody I get on the set, right?
Yeah, that's
Pretty
the
much.
truth. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I gotta agree.
You asked the question.
What you
Y'all
want
can
to
say
do?
no.
You want us to tell
You
a
asked
story?
the question. I'm a
Y'all can say no every once in a while.
No, we're going to tell the truth. We have a preacher on the show. We telling the truth.
Yeah, he called me at 12 o'clock talking about arguing about this stuff. All right. And then to Daryl's right is my lovely wife, Security.
What?
Yeah,
Look at you now.
she keep us all in check.
Mm-hmm. Trying to be nice. You
I
must
said
want
lovely
something.
I said lovely for a reason. How was your weekend?
It was great.
It was good.
Sort of. Kind of. I saw a lot of people that I hadn't seen in a while. It was bittersweet.
Okay.
We buried a friend.
Oh.
One of my church members,
Mhm.
38 years old, had a heart attack.
What was his name?
Her
Winter.
Her Winter?
Mhm.
Okay.
Her name is Winter.
Spring and
Oh.
fall.
She's my pastor's niece.
Okay.
Yeah, so
She had a heart attack
Yeah.
at
I
38?
got a text message that morning and said Winter's gone. I'm like, what?
Was that Wednesday morning?
It
No,
was Wednesday morning.
Wednesday morning,
I got a
yeah.
text message and I'm
Mhm.
like, what? So of course I immediately go to Facebook and see, what's going on and if anything's out there. And her cousin had posted something and I was just like, I just don't believe it. So a lot of stuff going on, but her service was beautiful.
Yeah, it was nice.
They actually played a clip of her speaking earlier this year. She's a speaker and a writer. And she pretty much preached her own funeral.
Mhm.
It was beautiful.
I'm sorry to hear about that.
Bittersweet. And then Sunday we went to church. And my girlfriend, who is suffering from breast cancer, now is cancer free. And her daughter was baptized. So that's why I was like, it was a
Alright,
really
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
up and
yeah.
down kind of weekend. But it was good.
That's
God is
good.
good. God is still in control.
Yes,
And we just got to make sure that we count our blessings and
Right,
that we
right.
don't take people for granted.
Right.
Because I think that's what I've been struggling with because there's so many people that I haven't been in touch with since, since we got married or since we moved away. And it's just not like me not to kind of be into myself and not be with people. And I've been that way probably for the last 2 or 3 years. So it's
Okay.
kind of,
All right.
pulling me out of my shell.
Girl, how was your weekend?
It was good. I work weekends, so.
Yeah.
Well,
You putting it down, huh? Every weekend.
This is my off time right
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Is that given the nature of what you do at Brick House, or it's just
here. Yeah, we are closed on Monday and Tuesday,
Okay.
and then Wednesday through Sunday is.
it's
Party all the time. You see it like
Most people
Eddie
don't
Murphy,
realize we're not
huh?
a club until
And you gotta go to
Friday,
Brick
Saturday.
House, because Brick House is off the chain.
Wednesday we're not, Thursday we're not, Sunday we're not. So
Yeah, okay.
just 2 nights.
But Brick
What's
House is
on
off the
Wednesday?
chain. We
Wednesday, talk show. We got like a paint party tomorrow, but it's normally just a talk
I
show
want to
or
go to a
paint party.
paint party.
wait, y'all put a email, a message out there saying I need to be at this debate thing.
We'll talk about that later. So
I
what
don't-
happened
I
on
don't
Wednesday is
debate.
a paint party this week.
This week, yeah.
And what's
This
on
Wednesday
Thursday?
and Thursday is a paint party.
Oh, both days.
Yeah,
So we
so
have
about-
options.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Well, we'll talk after. the
No,
show.
go ahead. Shameless plug.
This
Go
is
ahead.
a trap paint party.
Oh, a trap.
Oh, well, no, I don't know
Oh,
if I want to go
yeah,
to a
it's
trap
it's
paint party.
Right. Yeah,
I
we're
know
gonna
what
do
a trap
a P-Funk
is.
paint party.
Oh,
in-
no,
in
that's
August.
good.
What's
So,
P-Funk?
P-Funk, man, that's
P-Funk.
Funkadelic.
Parliament?
Parliament, yes.
Oh.
70s. Like,
Yes. Oh,
Can we
okay.
do a Michael Jackson paint party?
Yeah, we're gonna do all
Prince
that.
paint party?
Mhm.
That's more my speed.
They'll be a part of this.
All right, can
It's
we
all
do,
right.
do,
That's
do
so
an SWV paint
nice.
party?
Or what?
SWV?
They're included in the 80s and 90s paint party.
Okay, there you go. 80s and 90s. That's my kind of party right there. 80s and 90s.
All right.
Okay, and so then Friday and Saturday is more the club.
Yes. Look, free buffet on Fridays, in case y'all didn't know, 6 to 8.
okay.
Line dance lessons at 8. Then live music starts at 9:30.
Who does the live dance lessons?
Yolanda Scott.
Oh, wow.
Extreme Soul line dance.
Okay.
She does
Most times they
Thursday,
have
Friday.
men do line dancing, but she's teaching it this time? Wow.
I've never had a man line dance instructor.
Really?
I haven't.
This, you know,
They're all-
line.
most of them are
You
women.
talking about
Chris
swing
Styles.
out? No, you talking about swing out.
Oh,
He's
swing
talking
out,
about
yeah.
line
dance,
dancing.
okay, yeah.
That's different. Yeah.
Okay,
So what?
okay.
You said something on Sunday too? You have
Yeah,
like a
Sunday is
brunch?
Chicago Stepping
Oh shucks now.
and poker
That's me.
in the back.
And poker.
And game night, dominoes.
Oh, some
spades.
poker?
Oh my.
No. You
Uno.
be putting this stuff on Thursdays like Uno and dominoes and stuff
Yeah,
like that?
that's Sunday.
See? Now, if I came, I don't want to embarrass you
I've been giving
on,
lessons.
on dominoes.
For 2
I
months.
would hate
Come
to
out.
I would hate to have
All
to
right, here we
embarrass you.
go.
Oh,
No, I mean, you know,
goodness.
I would hate to have
Okay.
to embarrass you, you know,
You gotta bring it to get it.
because I'll bring it.
But she couldn't tell your daddy that.
Huh? Yeah, I beat him this past couple weeks ago.
Oh, is that so?
Yes.
Oh, so you finally caught up with the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't get it twisted now. Shoot.
Wow.
No, because he'll probably kick me out of the club and not have me back in no more. He'll probably say, no, he can't come back. When you see Cedric, we gonna.
It's no cover, so you don't have to use that as an excuse.
No. But you know how I like the post office, right? They put your face on there. My
Most
face is gonna
wanted.
be on this wall saying, no, he can't come in and see his face. Don't let him in.
That's funny.
I'll come out.
Do that.
It sounds very
Don't
fun.
say
I
you
did not
gonna
know
listen,
y'all
you
had all
gonna
that
do it.
going
Okay.
on.
I got it covered. I got
Right
it
around the
covered.
corner. You see, we
Well,
right
yeah.
around the
Right
corner.
around the corner.
That's awesome.
Shoot, I could have broke. What would that done? What that? Could have broken my right here. Willie, how's your weekend?
Oh, weekend was good, but inquiring minds want to know before we get to my weekend, what's on the buffet?
Oh yes, food.
Everything.
Yeah.
Fried chicken, wings, whatever. We have something different every week. We have like 9 items
What?
every Friday.
Let me know when the chicken wings
Show
is
up.
out there.
Yeah.
Just show up.
And just
So
from
food.
6 to 8 on Thursday.
Friday night.
Friday nights, okay.
Food is the great equalizer.
It really is.
And do you have Don Diego comes out there, doesn't he?
No, he's not.
He's not.
We used to have him on Sunday.
Okay. So you have a live band that comes out there.
Saturday night,
Yeah.
9:30.
The band's off the chain. His wife actually sings.
Oh yeah.
Church.
Beautiful.
No.
She-
She does it all.
She pretty much is all genres, anywhere from spiritual to R&B, jazz. She does it all. She just
Does she sing with anybody? Or?
that's the she don't have her own band. She was using somebody else's band and it wasn't reliable. So the thing with her is she has the voice he can attest to it. He done heard the
Oh,
woman
I
sing.
can
man.
attest.
Oh yeah,
Thousands
she's
of
good.
times.
Yeah, she's
But
good.
she just don't have any support. She said she could do acapella, but she's better. She feels better. She has a
With
band.
a band, yeah.
So we've been trying to work together to see how we're gonna, get this thing going. Because if she really had the support, she can sing at nightclubs. But she's real clean. She won't do any profanity, anything like that. But she's just that material.
She's
She
good.
does it all. So
She has a beautiful, beautiful voice,
Yeah, she's really good.
like an angel.
Okay, so
Glad to hear
back to your weekend.
If angels, if we knew an angel sang.
Weekend was pretty boring, except for church. I didn't do too much, man, because I was kind of a little bit under the weather, so I didn't do too much. But church was off the chain. I go to Limitless Church over off of Spur 408,
Okay.
and church was off the chain.
Okay.
I'm on the media team there, and we were pretty busy that day. So that was my weekend.
I understand about media. I was OCBF. I was on the media team since 1990.
really,
From 90
okay.
up until like maybe 2004, 2005. I was on that media team.
Really?
I was on there for a long time. Yes, for a long time. I was there when they first started the media team. I was on that.
I thought you left in 2001.
What media?
Yeah.
It could have been
Marketing
2000.
media.
No, I was still Oh
You
yeah,
left
I went to
marketing.
marketing. Yeah, from
Yeah.
2001 I went to marketing. So so I understand media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to shout out my church, Limitless Church, and my
Okay.
Pastor G. Lane Robinson, and his lovely wife Leanne.
All right,
All right.
Lewis, how was your weekend?
My weekend was well. Somebody. Oh, you already know who that is. AD.
Yeah.
Weekend was well. Just stayed at home for the most part, continuing to stay away from the heat. And God is good.
There you go. There you go. All right, my weekend was pretty good. Let's get to some news, sports news. The NBA and the MGM partnered as the first U.S. league with a betting sponsor.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
So it's NBA and the MGM. So we're gonna start it.
Right.
Trade deadline, and all teams are adding, and the Rangers are subtracting.
That's sad to see that.
They just got rid of Deckman, who's now down there.
Jake Diekman and
Yeah, Diekman.
Cole Hamels.
Yeah.
They just recently traded Keona Keller today.
They're cleaning shit.
They're pretty much
Yeah,
and I'm just waiting on Adrian Beltre's name.
He's gonna be going.
He's probably going too.
And then
so.
Dez Bryant is not going to Cleveland for a workout.
I wonder why.
His mouth got him in trouble.
Boy.
Okay, so
I bet you it's
Now,
his
he
mouth.
gonna be just like T.O.
So was he not invited or he chose not to go?
No, he was not invited.
Wow.
I bet it was his
It's
mouth.
that mouth. He needs to,
I bet he
learn
needs to
how.
shut it down.
He needs somebody to help him. Somebody needs to come
Anytime you
alongside
call
him
out
and let him
players,
know. Yeah.
Then that's gonna be a problem
Can't do
for
that,
other
man.
teams when you come on. So his mouth.
It just.
Hasn't he? Have we not learned from T.O.?
Just like T.O.
And he literally is following in the same steps. I'm
Yeah.
like, are you not looking at yourself or looking at T.O.?
I don't even think he's gonna make it that far.
I don't think so either.
I mean,
Does he get a team? Does Dez going to get a team this year? Because
not if he keep going the way he
New
is.
England just brought Eric Decker back for a tryout.
Did you say Eric Dickerson?
You have to say it. He will butcher names.
Decker.
Don't Eric Decker got a son playing in the NFL?
Eric Decker? Does he?
Oh my
I
God.
might be thinking of a son.
Does he what?
Does he have a son playing in the NFL?
No, not that.
No, he's not that old. If he does, there's some issues.
Decker's 31. I mean, he's
Yeah.
up there in terms of football.
And
But
yeah,
with Dez, man, it's like he's like T.O.
yeah, he
That
is.
talent
And
is not an issue.
who wants that
No,
on their
it's
team?
not an
Production.
issue.
And it's the Seattle. They got wide receiver issues. They're not bringing him back. They're not bringing him to Seattle either.
He needs to learn to be humble.
He needs to learn to shut up.
I mean, that too, but I mean, it all comes down to, okay, are you going to be full of pride or are you going to be humble? Look at where you are.
Yeah.
You know, you don't really have a choice right now. You need to take what you can get.
Exactly.
And Cedric said a joke earlier. He said people right now probably better off hiring Kaepernick than they would T.O. I said,
Oh,
boy,
boy,
now that's
that's
bad. That's
I
bad.
don't know about that. If you were to ask a question like that, who will sign with an NFL team before the other? It's Dez Bryant. I don't see Colin Kaepernick.
Dez will probably sign with another NFL team before Kaepernick, but still though. I mean, they're
But
both
if
in
he
the same
keep it
boat.
up, Kaepernick
I'm
gonna go
still,
up here and he
I'm
gonna
still
go down the
keeping,
bottom.
I'm still keeping the Steelers on the map only because of what AB did on Twitter. Because evidently, when you're one of the top players of a franchise like that, and you're inviting Dez to come on over, you letting everybody else in Twitter Nation all over the place
Pressure.
make it known that hey, you welcome here if you want to come here.
No, but
I haven't heard anything in terms of the Steelers not wanting to invite Brian, but just keep. The Steelers are still out there, even though Cleveland has shut it down, Seattle has shut it down,
Yeah, but the
Baltimore
problem,
has shut it down.
the
after
problem
he
with Pittsburgh
declined
is they
them,
got to deal with Le'Veon Bell. Because Le'Veon Bell out at Miami at the strip
so
club.
see, that's
So this thing got to deal with Le'Veon Bell.
Le'Veon chilling right now.
And he ain't getting no contract either.
No,
Wait.
that's getting ugly
I know
too.
Pittsburgh had this training camp in Miami.
Nah, I know. All right, birthdays. AJ Green. Give me some ages.
AJ Green.
Yeah.
AJ Green from the Lakers?
No.
I'm sorry.
AC Green.
AC Green,
Oh my
yeah.
God.
Y'all-
Where did
y'all
that
are
come
way out
from?
of
I'm in
bounds. Wow.
AC. Oh my gosh.
Is he still celibate?
Hey.
Leave AC.
We don't know.
We don't know.
Oh my goodness.
AJ Green.
Who is that?
Receiver
These
for
are
the Cincinnati
these are
Bengals.
top
Yeah,
wide
yes, it's
receivers for the Bengals.
What is he doing, guessing his age or what?
Yeah, we're guessing his
I don't
age.
know that.
What you say, Will?
I'm 6'30".
He came out, I believe, in the draft Dez Bryant came out of. And Dez is 29.
You can say the same thing.
I just don't know if AJ Green is older. I'm going to stick with 30. He's got to be around 29. I'm going to say, I'm going to leave his answer. I'm going to say 29.
All right. What you got?
28.
Shelley?
27.
He's 30.
There we go.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know who it is. Anyway,
Mark
so-
Cuban.
Mark Cuban.
Mark Cuban has a birthday today.
Boy, he don't even look old. But
He really don't.
He's
But he's
older
still
than
young though.
That'd be hard.
Is he 51? If even that.
No, you look at me for.
I'm going to say he is. Just got to feel he's older in the way he look. He looked 50-ish. I'm gonna say. I'm gonna take it a stretch. 60.
Ooh,
All right, what you got, Willie?
he look good if he is.
54.
Yeah, Daryl.
52.
60.
Ah!
Shut the front door.
Wesley Snipes.
Oh, now you got 80. I can't stand Wesley Snipes.
You can't stand him. Why
I
not?
don't like him.
Why? Because he taking over Denzel?
No, he would never do that.
Okay, my bad.
Not in a million years could he stand up to Denzel.
That's why we don't get along.
Oh, please, Wesley Snipes cannot compare to Denzel.
See, Denzel
He can't
Washington.
even compare to Will Smith.
Well, King Cole ain't got nothing on Wesley.
I think Denzel's older than Wesley.
Wesley is 40. No, he's 52.
I'm gonna say he's 56.
56?
58.
58.
52.
56.
Ah,
Wow.
Man.
that's two.
Coolio.
I mean, where the notes are right there.
Well, yeah, no. Yeah, he could just easily look in that.
But he would never do that. That's not Professor style.
Mm-mm.
Coolio.
He's just good at guessing.
Put this over here.
You need to
Coolio.
quit. You know he ain't looking.
Now you gotta go for it.
He ain't even looking.
Money in the power. Power in the
Money.
money.
There you go.
Coolio.
I like that. You want to take a guess while I'm over here thinking? Shoot at it.
I say 52. Cool.
52.
55.
53.
It's on you.
That's a horrible. I never knew this dude's age. Who was the person before him? We just talked about Snipes.
Yeah, Wesley Snipes.
I'm gonna stick with 56.
55.
Ah, there we go.
All right now.
All right, this has been 411 Sports Talk Radio, ForumRadioNetwork.com. We will take a short break, and when we come back, 20 is here now.
Okay.
We're gonna get into the Cowboy conversation because we want to talk about this national anthem, but we also want to know a little bit more about Brick House Lounge, if that's okay with you. You know, because we was there. The food was good.
The music was great.
The music was great. The drinks were great. You know, that's all. You know, what makes a club for me is the drink.
Goodness gracious.
All right,
Have
this
mercy
is
on his soul, Lord.
What? Okay, this has been 411 Sports Talk Radio on ForumRadioNetwork.com. We'll be right back.
Let's roll.
Radio on ForumRadioNetwork.com. I am the Benchwarmer, sitting in for the Benchwarmer. Why would I sit in for myself?
I don't know.
Because you don't know what you're talking about.
You know, with the mic and the control.
You speak before you think.
Tell the professor.
Y'all gonna leave me alone about all that right
Tell
now.
the professor.
Hey man, look at here.
All right, so
We got the house
we are joined by the
Yeah, all kind of council
by
sections.
20. I'm gonna call Preacher 20.
20.
20.
Wait a minute.
All right, so
People call me 240. What that mean?
What's 240?
I don't know. Is it a beer?
no,
That's the expert over there on beers. I don't know.
No, it's not a beer.
Okay.
No,
You call me
it's 240.
2020.
No, is 240 a beer?
She called me. You called me two. What?
We call you 2020
2020.
twin.
No, because you was on
Stuck
20
down 20.
when you called me.
Stuck in
Oh,
traffic.
okay. But she called me too far out on. Ain't
Now I know
nothing.
about a
I don't
40
know
ounce is
what
$1.25. Is it 40 ounce still $1.25?
No idea.
I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know.
The country club. I mean, I
Probably
wouldn't
call
know.
Ice
Heard.
Cube. Ice Cube would find out how much a 40 is.
At Cliff Club,
Back in the day.
it might be.
Is it really?
I don't know. I ain't been to Cliff Club since your brother took me there. I know. Anyway. Anyway, so this, all right. So first of all, Daryl, talk to us. How did you guys think about the whole Brick House Lounge?
I think it was like a spot where mature individuals could go, listen to some live music, socialize. It wasn't a club thought that we had per se, because a lot of people who come are not the club type. It's more people want to come out, eat, listen to live music.
Just relax.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
relax.
Did you think it would last this long?
I don't know. I know
That's
it's,
what you hope as a business
that's what we
owner,
were
right?
hoping, but we knew how many didn't last.
How clubs
I
go
mean,
in and out? Yeah.
it's rough. I've never told anybody, like, people come to me all the time saying they want to open a club. I always say don't do it.
You
I
want to
always say don't.
It's
do it.
hard work.
People say I got a 401k, and I always don't do your 401k. Okay?
Don't tear it up like
I mean,
that.
if you got corporate dollars, or if you can do it on somebody else's money, do it. But don't.
Wow.
Don't do it on your
Don't
own.
invest your
I
own
wouldn't.
money.
I wouldn't.
And so why is that exactly?
It's so much people don't realize that goes into
Mhm.
any, especially if you have a kitchen. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's
You
like
gotta
we
get all the
basically
licenses.
basically have a restaurant's license.
Mhm.
We just do live entertainment on Saturdays. I mean Friday and Saturday, but it's
Wow.
a lot of work, and it ain't a lot of money to be made.
So what do you think keeps you guys going?
I think for me it's networking. It's the crowd. It's the people.
Mhm.
We don't cater to young crowds. We cater to mature individuals.
Mhm.
Our music is, it's not
Upscale.
fire. We don't allow DJs to play filthy lyrics. We don't allow. So it when people come out for a birthday or something, they're not offended.
Right.
So that's the networking part of it.
So do you think you have that Brooklyn crowd that comes over? Because Brooklyn lasts a long
I would
time.
say that type. Yeah.
Yeah, because that crowd lasted a long time.
Yeah.
And
I mean, if you do it right, if you keep the atmosphere good and the music clean, people come back.
I mean, it's a great club. We came there for
Ty's birthday.
Ty's birthday.
It's been almost 7 years,
Wow,
and that's long. That's a long.
that's a long
in this
time for a
business.
club. Yeah.
It really is. I've been a part of a few clubs as a DJ myself, and knowing people in the business, and everybody that starts it, they seem to always think I got the formula. I know how to make it work. And 6 months later, 3 months later,
They gone.
sometimes. it's
Yeah,
gone.
7 years is a long, long time.
It's a lot, because people think they're gonna start making that profit instantly. Don't happen like that.
Okay, so I'm gonna segue because you're an owner of a business, and in your business you have certain policies that you expect your employees to abide by. What happens if an employee does not abide by those policies?
I know where you're going with that. That's pretty tricky.
Can I hear him first?
Please.
Can I hear him first? That's my cousin.
We all
That's my
got your
cousin.
back.
I can do that.
Set up.
But
We all got your back.
evidently, he must be getting some money from this guy.
No,
Because he's very good.
I'm just asking a
Big
question.
time. All I want to know about the place is, do y'all have some good chicken?
Yes,
Okay? That's all I really want to know.
I'm just asking a question. So
Let's
can I
move
go ahead and
on.
put
Do
it
y'all
out there?
have, how's the chicken cooked?
Can I go ahead and put it out there and not just ask you the
Go ahead and
question?
throw it out there. Okay.
All right. So Jerry Jones tells his players, he said it's policy that we stand for the national anthem. That's just policy. And actually, the policy has been in place before Jerry Jones got there. You know, this whole
that still remains to be proven.
Who's
Wait,
policy?
Because I went
no,
and
no,
checked.
Cowboys policy.
Cowboys policy?
Yeah.
He just recently put that in.
No. That's what when we called Keith Davis or a couple of Cowboys who saw this.
Okay.
I mean, what I'm saying is,
how much they getting paid from it to say it?
now everybody got to get paid for it. Why is this such a big issue? Why is the kneeling such a big issue? And anybody can jump in and say something.
Because they have lost the true focus of what it's all
Exactly.
about. And then on top of that, why is such a, if you're asking why it's such a big issue, I'm asking why is it such a big concern to them that they need to stand. It's nowhere in the anthem where it says you must stand, sit, smile, scratch, sneeze. You can't do this. You know what I'm saying?
But here's the deal.
It's not even in the law. It's just
Every
a policy.
other like the NBA makes their players stand. Why are we boycotting the
That's
NBA?
saying
make
You
that
saying make.
control.
Yes,
right
yeah.
there.
That's in their policy. You have to stand. The Major League Baseball does the same thing. Why is it such a? Why are we saying okay? The NFL, you guys are wrong when baseball does it and the NBA does it. Yes, it's in their policy that they have to stand. So why is it such a big deal?
Because it wasn't set in stone like the other two.
It was not. And
when Colin Kaepernick did
There
what he
you go.
did,
Right.
he caught the NFL
off guard.
at a dark place.
Yeah. But now,
But if he did that with
Wait,
MLB and NBA, I think there have been more consequences and sanctions against Kaepernick than what the NFL
They
put
would.
on him, other than quote unquote blackballing him, which he don't have an NFL job. So you just answer your own question. MLB and NBA has set policies regarding the national anthem.
Do you have
NFL
the
didn't
language?
quite
Do you have the
it.
language?
huh?
Do you have the exact language from the
No,
policy?
I'm
Because
looking
I
for
thought
it.
the policy said should stay.
No. It said should stand, and it also said
Should means you should.
Yeah, but
It's not mandatory.
But it
You
also
should.
said that if you do not, now the NFL has taken this policy off the table because they're saying, you know,
That means it was never
because
extant
the whole
stone.
thing
They
was
didn't take
you
it
can
off
stay
the
in,
table.
you can
It
stay in the
never
locker
was
room.
extant stone.
So they're taking this policy off the table, so the NFL and the National Players Association can work this thing out. From inside source, they're actually planning on doing the same thing that you sent me yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Remember what you sent me yesterday about doing a month long? They're actually looking at doing something like that. From an inside source that told me that they're looking at doing to where we want to recognize injustice. So we want to do a month long recognition, just like they do breast cancer. They're looking at doing something like that. So the NFL is saying, no, we're not. We're aware of what's going on, but we want to take the focus off. We want to put the focus back on football.
So in other words, by them coming up with that, when you say that it's more moving towards damage control.
It could be damage control.
You get what I'm saying? Because number one, if it was policy, I don't believe Cap would have taken a knee. Like you said, in the NBA.
No, it wasn't policy.
Wait a minute. Go cause the NBA, Major League going in, they know.
Mm-hmm. You got to stand.
You gotta stand.
It wasn't policy with the NFL.
And now they gotta pull it off the table because at first they thought they could just slide it along like everything else they do. They just slide it along, think we gonna accept it. No. And you can't make me believe Mr. Jones is not having a control issue here.
Mm-hmm.
He's telling them, he said, I'm bigger than the NFL.
No.
I don't want nobody in the locker room. I want everybody toe to
His
toe on
problem
the line.
is he's trying to dictate
There you
how
go.
they.
No. What he said was,
Man.
and we
All
got,
Jerry had to do was
How
say.
you know what he trying to say?
no, because he said in the beginning, he said, I need to get the focus off the players so they can play football. He said that in the
He's
beginning. He said,
messing with his money, man.
No. He said that in the beginning. He said, you know what? I'll take the hit. He said that in the beginning. And what's so crazy about
He
it?
said every time when they lose, they have losing season.
No.
If he wants to take the hit, he should allow his players to do what they want to do
There you
and
go.
say,
But-
"Hey, I'm behind my players."
Okay, but
whatever they want.
did you see what happened Sunday night? Sunday night, the NFL came down and
What time?
said,
Because I was asleep.
Sunday, well, you know, you stay asleep. Anyway, Sunday night, the NFL came down and told Jerry, do not talk about the national anthem. So he
Because
went
he's
on,
putting his foot in his mouth.
he went on Mike Ducey's show, and he told Mike Ducey, I can answer any questions, but I'm not talking about the national anthem.
He's gonna mess around and get a lawsuit against him.
No. He just wanted to.
When I do
He
interviews,
wanted to, yeah.
yeah, he wanted to, but the NFL
But
said
he
no.
now because that, just like he came back and thought he could. And see, let me tell you something. You can keep pushing that button so many times.
Right.
Eventually, you're gonna get shot. He every time he think he's right there stretching that string, that rubber band, and eventually it's gonna pop on him. He keep pushing the NFL.
But let me ask you a question though. The NFL told him no. He owns a football team. And NFL came back and said, don't talk about it. And he abided by.
Why?
Well, no. I'm going somewhere with this.
Okay, I'm going with you.
He abided by what the NFL said. Okay, so now when he puts down his edict as the owner of a football club, and players have to abide by what he says. Now,
You
let me
didn't
ask you.
answer my question.
No. You didn't actually ask a question. You just put a statement out there.
No. The question was, why did he do?
Because
the NFL
the NFL can take away his team.
There you go. So it ain't actually 100%
Exactly. No. You're
He went
exactly
in
right.
No, the point that I'm making. The point that I'm making. He has to go by policy.
And you're but anybody who works for somebody got to go by their policy. It does not make them a slave. It does not make the person who put the policy down a slave owner. You got to go by that policy. Even Jerry Jones got to go by the policy.
Look at what we're talking about, though. We're talking about the anthem. We're not talking about football policy. We're talking about the
Exactly.
anthem.
So take the anthem.
It's
out.
just like you being on a job and somebody coming in saying, let's say your job gets bought out. Now somebody comes in and says,
tell me what to do. Guess what I'm doing.
at noon, I want y'all to stand up and do the twist. This is my favorite song. I need everybody to do the twist. You'll be like, you can't make me.
You know what? Hold on.
You should do the twist.
No. Let me ask you a question.
But I'm
Let me
not.
ask you a question, baby. They told me to do the twist. I ain't doing no damn twist. They fired me. What you gonna say?
It's gonna be a problem.
Exactly.
You know what?
Damn it, do the twist.
Let me tell you what you need. You need to tell him. Okay, they're jacking about the McDonald's till you get it again.
Hell
And they're jacking about the
Baby, twist your ass
You
off.
better do your dance.
Do the twist.
Do your dance, put it on social media, but you better bring home that
Oh, so
check.
you really going in from a skirt?
I think it's a
You
little
might want to put a
different.
skirt in how
I
you
think
know.
it's about constitutional
need to be
rights.
paid.
It's like this issue shouldn't even be an issue. If the owners had, when this first happened, said Kaepernick has a right to kneel, that's his constitutional right to kneel. He's not hurting anybody. It's
There you
peaceful.
go.
All they had to do was all say he's not doing anything wrong. And if everybody says he's not doing anything wrong, he can keep kneeling and it's no big deal. But once Jerry starts talking and Trump starts talking,
But something that Prescott said that I think we need to really focus on, because he said Prescott said, and first of all, don't call him Uncle Tom because he chooses.
I didn't say that. I wouldn't think
No,
that.
I've seen it. I've seen somebody. Oh, he's Uncle Tom. No. He has the right. I hate it when black people don't agree with black people, and the person that don't agree with you, you're Uncle Tom.
Well, I hate it when it's
We
black
got-
on
we
black
got-
on crime.
No, I have the right. I have the right to have my opinion, and I don't have to agree with every black person. And I'm not Uncle Tom because I don't agree with you. But Kaepernick, I mean,
What you gotta say, Tom?
what?
Oh my goodness.
That's why you fired after this show. But you gotta work the rest of the show anyway. So Prescott said, you know what? Kaepernick, when he kneeled to bring awareness. We are aware why we gotta keep kneeling.
I think the owners make.
That's not
I
really
think the
what he
owners
said.
call
Yeah,
him out.
that's
He twisted his words around.
No,
That's
no,
not
no,
what
no,
he
no,
said.
no,
What he
That's
said?
not what he
Exactly what
said.
he
What
tell
he
me.
said.
I'm reading what he said.
Exactly
Tom
what
said.
he said.
I knew I had to pull
What
his
did he
arm
say?
up.
Every time. For him.
No, not for me, for you.
No.
I'm gonna say everything he said, quote unquote.
All right, quote unquote.
This ain't twisted. It's not butchered. It's exactly what he said.
And there you go, please.
He said, no, I never protest. I never protest during the anthem, and I don't think that's the time or the venue to do so. He went on to say, the game of football has always brought me such peace, and I think it does the same for a lot of people. A lot of people playing the game, a lot of people watching the game, a lot of people that haven't any impact on the game. So when you bring such a controversy to the stadium, to the field, to the game even, it takes away from that. It takes away from the joy and the love that football brings a lot of people. So for me, I'm all about making a change and making a difference. I think this whole kneeling and all that was about raising awareness. Just the fact that we are still talking about social injustice years later, I think we got to
He's
that
wrong.
point.
No,
That we're aware.
We
No,
got to
he's
that
wrong.
point. So now he's saying,
he's dead wrong.
How is it wrong? Because we are
because we
aware.
are not talking about social injustice.
No,
We're
no,
talking about you
the
can't
national
kneel.
anthem.
Yes, that's why he's wrong. Because it's
and
been
I'll-
twisted.
I'll say, do you have any kids?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
okay.
been twisted.
Okay, I agree with that. You have kids, right? So if one of your children, if one of your child does something wrong, are you gonna go to the other child and chastise him? That the national anthem, us kneeling for that's what that's doing. We're not we're not going to chastise injustice of police brutality. What we're doing, we're chastising the dang national anthem. It had nothing to do with the national anthem. It has something to do with police brutality.
It has something to do with people of color saying this anthem does not apply to us, and America shows us every day
That it does
that
not
this
have-
anthem is not for us. So I don't respect this anthem or the country behind or the justice whoever behind this anthem. It doesn't apply to us. The Constitution doesn't apply to us, and America shows us daily by gunning down black men without consequences. It's not-
I didn't see
And
that.
not only that,
It's-
because there are different sets of
Daryl, that's
laws
pretty good.
for
That's
us
very good.
than it is for them.
right.
Because I'm gonna show you something. It's a case right now. It's being heard as I was getting ready to come here about a gentleman.
On 20.
He adopted this black little girl. She was fighting for her life. Elementary little girl, strangled her. She needed a heart transplant because it damaged her lung. Right now, there was a Caucasian man that did it. This is a white man did it. Okay. Now they say if they already know he's the one that did it, but you still using the term if he is convicted, he can get 5 to 99 years on a black child. Okay, let's reverse it.
Richard, yeah,
Let's
brother
reverse
gonna
it.
get 99. Forget
No,
5.
no.
He gonna start at 99.
He gonna be guilty until proven innocent.
And he gonna
instead of
start at
innocent
99.
until proven
Damn
guilty.
fine.
Let's reverse this here. What if it was a black man had did this to a white child?
Oh, that's done deal.
You seen that movie Time to Kill?
Yes, I
Never
have.
had
Yeah.
you
So, Daryl,
Yeah.
what you said, something you said that I never really just looked at the way you just said it, and it makes a lot of sense. My thing is this right here. How do you, Neil, and I've always been a proponent of this right here. You gotta vote people in and vote people out to get the justice that you want.
Right.
You got to.
Right.
And when and I'm gonna go back to this. When Colin Kaepernick said, I did not vote," he just threw away everything he kneeled for.
She lost a little credibility.
Yeah, it lost a lot of credibility because if I want to get changes in my own city, I need to vote for people because what happens is when I vote and I want to call City Hall, guess what? They're gonna check my voting record. Oh, does he vote? Oh, he does. I need him on my side. So whatever I need, Shelly, can I say this right here?
Yeah, I know what you're gonna say.
We were in Dunkerville, and we vote, but the light at the end of our street didn't do what it's supposed to do.
No, it was the lanes.
It was the lanes, yeah.
People were going. There's a lane that turns and there's a lane that goes straight, and people were in the turning lane and they were going straight. And no, there were people that were in the straight lane that were turning, and so they were causing accidents at that intersection. And I almost got ran over several times. I'm always looking over here to make sure this person isn't turning. So I was telling
she
Cedric
called
about it,
Our
and he
councilman,
called
yeah.
our councilman who and he made sure they came out and they
Right.
redefined the lanes to make
Because
sure
we
people could
vote.
see. Yeah.
And you can't I can't get on I can't be calling Kaepernick kneel and not vote. Because even though I kneel and I don't vote, then they don't really have nothing to do with me.
Let's hear it from the man, okay, and then we'll talk about that. Why he didn't vote. Let me
What'd he
read this, okay?
What do you say?
He said, every time you talk about something, make sure you hear it from the horse's mouth.
I still don't know why you still on my ear.
He said, quote
We
unquote,
keep you straight.
quote unquote, to me, this is why he didn't vote. To me, the oppressor isn't going to allow you to vote your way out of your oppression. He went on to say, I think it would be hypocritical of me to vote. I said from the beginning I was against oppression. I was against the system of oppression. I am not going to show support for that system. And to me, the oppressor isn't going to allow you to vote your way out of your oppression.
Okay.
Comment.
And
So then
I
why do we
disagree.
fight to vote?
I totally disagree with what he's saying. Because if my wife is running for a seat, she ain't my oppressor. So I'm going to vote her into that seat. If people that I
She got
know,
your interest.
Right, she got your best
yeah,
interest at heart.
exactly. If people
So
that I
you vote in
know,
people that are gonna
man,
look out for
I've
your
helped
interests.
people. I've helped people become try to become mayors, city council members. Shoot, Royce West. I was on his campaign because he had my interest. So what he's saying
And you
is
can pick
totally
up the phone
wrong.
and call him.
Let me,
And I can pick up the
agree
phone.
with you halfway on that. The reason why I vote is because I look at sometimes you do need a change in the system. Sometimes people have been around so long,
You gotta get them out,
they get complacent.
and you gotta get
You
them
see
out.
what I'm saying?
They take for
Mhm.
granted.
I look at what goes on in my community.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Because that's
and
what
if you
voting-
represent my community and all you have done was make sure the paint stay down the middle of the road.
Make sure your
and
pockets
every
get
5
lined, we
years
got some
you
problems.
change the gloss to the paint and man, my thing is I'm sick and tired of they having town. We getting on to another part of it, but they have town hall meetings that really don't mean anything.
They don't mean that. It just
It's just to say they go on record to say I had a town hall meeting on this day, this week, this month, this year, and I don't agree with him on that part
no.
because you need to vote to make a change.
Because
That's the reason why-
voting is not, when you vote, you're not vote. I mean, yeah, you're voting the president, but it's not necessarily what the president, because the president of the United States cannot affect your community right then and there.
No,
It's the council members.
it's a local,
And
it's
the
a local
police
government and
chief-
the state government.
If we're talking about police brutality, we need to start bringing in police chiefs that's gonna weed out a lot of this crap.
right.
You know, so you
Yeah.
need to bring in a city manager that's gonna vote. That's gonna bring the right police chief in. That's gonna weed out a lot of this police brutality.
If you notice when Chief Brown was here,
Yep.
a lot of issues we didn't hear about.
Didn't happen. Yeah.
Because it did not happen because they, number one, he was born and raised here, went to South Oak Cliff High School. So he knew the ins and outs of
We're sorry
Dallas.
about
He went through the ranks of Dallas,
But
okay?
he's a police chief.
He went
Just
to South
think
Club.
about that.
We're okay with that.
But he's a police
We went to
chief.
South Club. We're okay.
Wait,
I want the South.
wait a minute.
School crime.
I was talking, you interrupt me, bitch woman. Yeah.
Professor, you off the job. You're supposed to catch him when he
They
goes
start
off.
talking about South Carolina.
But the point that I'm making here
He'll be
is,
all right.
when he got in that position, he made sure those kind of issues wasn't going to
Didn't
happen in
happen.
Dallas.
Exactly. I
Because
agree.
let me tell you something, you may not recognize this. Dallas has, Tom Joyner used to have a segment of his show used to call Hidden Racism.
I remember that.
And Dallas had a
A
big,
lot of hidden racism.
if the president of the United States could come here and get killed, and people
That's
act like they don't know who did it,
That's a problem.
okay,
Yeah.
you don't see them riding no convertible in
But
no
Dallas
hood.
had a lot of hidden racism.
Well, downtown was established off the Ku Klux Klan.
Yeah. I'm not
People
saying.
don't want to talk
What I'm
about
saying,
it. Dino
Dallas-
Plaza was agreeing with it. People don't want to talk about that.
That's-
Go and look
a lot
at
of
the red
hidden
courthouse.
racism.
Those four corners of the red is a dragon up there. That belongs to the Ku Klux Klan.
But-
People don't want to talk.
what I'm
Don't
saying-
walk in that
what I'm
building.
saying, that's-
I'm just show you something. Go right there and look at the water fountain. Those plaques. Pull those plaques off. You know what it's gonna say? Black and whites only.
Ooh, wait.
So when you want to talk about racism, I've done my history.
No, I
I've
agree with
done
you.
mine. I just so
That
happen to
was-
be born in the middle of it, but I love it. I go back and read it. Cause see, when I check the history out, you can't lie to me.
But Dallas has always had hidden racism, even with their own people. I mean, because the reason why Martin Luther King didn't like coming here, because we. No, because
Martin Luther
Oh,
King
my
didn't come here. He wanted to come.
No, because of preachers.
No, let me back it up to you. I was raised up with them. They went and got a
Okay,
couple of us.
Yeah, we gotta go. We
They went and got a
get
couple
way
of
off
us and
track.
sent
Okay,
him
we
but yeah, we
gotta
got
get
but see, that's what Captain is talking about.
Hold on. Eddie, we gotta get on. Daryl, it's your spotlight. You got 10
Yeah,
minutes
we
to
need to
do it.
finish talking to him.
Let
He's gonna be with us
No, we ain't
all
gonna be
along,
for a second.
so he got
Yeah.
his time.
me get what you need. What do you want to hear?
Oh, we want to know about Brick House because I've been there before. I've been love the club. I think it's a better.
come out.
I think it's a better. I think it's a better Brooklyn's. That
Now, how long has it been around again?
7 years.
6.5 years.
6.5
So,
years.
what about what's that other one?
Do y'all own the other one? There's
The one
two
in
of them,
Soto.
right?
Yeah, we're affiliated.
Affiliate,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, so we come out. What's the best time to come out? Saturday or Friday?
For
What
us,
you
it's
looking for?
Sunday.
What are you looking to do? Depends on what
You-
you're
you
looking
really-
for.
Well, first I gotta beat you in dominoes.
Yes, we good. We got you.
You got chicken
First,
grits?
I gotta beat you in dominoes.
Not grits, but chicken and waffle.
Wait,
Okay.
chicken and waffle. Yeah. But first, I gotta beat you in dominoes. All right.
All right.
You not
Just
buying
I
it.
ain't worried about that.
Yeah.
So if I
That's
beat
next
you,
week.
if I beat you in Domino's, I get a free appetizer.
Yes, you can. But
Okay.
if you lose, you buy me.
Oh, you missed it. There's free brunch on Friday. I mean, not brunch,
Free buffet.
free buffet
On Friday.
on Fridays from
He
6
was
to
trying to
8.
leave that out, so you know.
Oh, yeah, because he don't want you coming to eat the whole buffet.
You know, people
He got
be-
9 different items.
I have to get rid of Berry Folks on Saturday, so Friday kind of.
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a pick segment. We do a pick segment every year. So I'm gonna start off pick. So what you do is you pick your games, all right, the winner and the loser, okay. And we're giving away this year. We're gonna give away $50.
Really?
$50
Yes.
gift card.
Okay.
$50, yeah. So are you in?
What I need to do?
I'll send you an email, and then you just every week you pick your games.
Y'all hear that, family? $50 gift card. Join the picks.
Yes.
Is it against the
50
spread or
teams.
just?
No, it's not get spread. No, we don't do spread. But every once in a while, we want to come by a brick house and do a show, or just sit there and watch the games.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Just let me know.
So what is
Y'all
your
talk about
uh,
behind
Sunday
the
night
scenes,
game?
not
what's the
on the
address
Yeah.
to the address to Brick House?
Address?
Yes,
2525 East Arkansas Lane.
East Arkansas Lane.
And you have a
2525 East Arkansas Lane. Yeah.
Oh, you know.
What's the website?
BrickHouseLounge.com.
Easy. Okay.
Yeah, it's easy. Yeah.
BrickHouseLounge.com.
That works.
Come out.
What was your question?
No, I was just.
He's still on that chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
You see, he got quiet once he
know,
started talking about
chicken.
food.
Is it marinated?
But
He just sitting over there just-
told me chicken and waffle. So
Yeah, he over there daydreaming about the
Yeah.
food. He just got quiet.
He sounded like the kind of guy to go up in KFC and ask about them 11 secret herbs and spices.
Right.
Yeah, I already know that. Where you did it, got the first 8.
All right. So Doug, give me your record for the Cowboys this year.
A record for the Cowboy. 9-7.
Ooh.
9-7, that's good.
Okay.
We're in the playoff.
No. 9-7 don't get you in the
Not making
playoffs.
the playoff.
9-7 don't get you in the playoffs.
I got him not making the playoff.
Oh, man.
That's his story. He's sticking to it.
Where you say you from now? Okay.
Where'd you go to school at?
I went to Hutch, Ross West.
Oh.
Ah, look at
Oh, no wonder you
that.
got bitches.
Another Hutch.
Okay, okay, I guess.
When you come out?
86.
Okay, yeah, you was okay. So you know my brother, Kevin Lyons.
Yeah.
Yeah, he actually covered the Cowboys.
Really, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he went to Hutch too. Ricky Decker. Remember Ricky?
Who was Ricky Decker?
He went to. I think he went to Hutch.
Decker or Dixon?
Dixon.
No, Ricky Dixon went to Hutch too.
Right.
Yeah, stayed. I forget where he stayed at, but yeah, Decker went to. I don't know. I think he went to Hutch though. But yeah, you went with my brother. Yeah, Hutch was off the chain. Rush West 75 though, right? And I.
Graduated with my
Really?
friends.
Okay.
And then how is it that he gets into the Texas Black Sports Hall of Fame?
Did he play sports?
Yeah.
He probably.
No,
Yeah,
he
he
played.
played.
He was a second stringer on Will Hutch in '75.
Well, they probably needed some money.
That's what it was right
Like an
there.
honorary doctor's.
Yeah, there you go.
Just like
Honorary
Jerry,
sports.
just like Jerry Jones in the Hall of Fame. Really, man?
Who's in the Hall of Fame?
Jerry Jones.
I mean, I can see that. No. Jerry Jones put the NFL.
Okay, when he died.
No, Jerry Jones put the NFL where they are now because all the endorsements stuff like that. Teams now can make their own money because of Jerry Jones.
That's true.
Jerry Jones did a lot for the NFL.
And he's making money off of other teams
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
venues.
Before teams could make their
And
own
he's
money.
still a bigot.
Yeah.
Now we got to talk about that because I know him personally. I can't say that.
I know you can't. That's why you don't go against the
Yeah,
team.
yeah.
I ain't a
No,
Cowboy fan. I ain't afraid of Jerry
No,
Jones.
I go against him.
I think,
See,
in my opinion, is he's a bigot.
No, I've gone against him
and,
before.
and the thing about it is that's what hurt us is because no matter who I know, what I know, right is right and wrong is
Right.
wrong.
No, I've gone against him before. I mean, no, I'm not scared of going
You
against him.
just went
But-
against
no,
him because there wasn't enough bathroom for you to get to. That's what like this blue stadium.
No. I've gone against him before. My brother's gone against him before. But knowing Jerry Jones, he is not a racist or a bigot at all. He's far from it. Far from it. Knowing him, knowing what I know about him, he's far from it.
I don't think, like I said to you on the post,
Uh-huh.
you only know what Jerry wants you to know.
There you go.
You don't really
There
know
you go.
what
But
Jerry
see,
says
only the
behind
Lord knows
closed
his
doors.
heart.
But that
And some
everybody.
of his close
Did
friends
you
behind
see that
closed
post I
doors.
put on my Facebook?
Mm-mm. I don't
If
look at your
they
Facebook.
took the face of Dak. Y'all remember?
Yeah, I saw that. I did see that.
Live,
Tell them about the
and-
Neil line.
yeah.
Yeah.
Something
Was
about
that 12 years
No,
slave?
that's another
Oh
one.
my
Yeah,
goodness.
they took Dak. They took
It's
Dak's face and they put. They took Ezekiel Elliott's face and said 12-year slave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I didn't use
And
the
I'm
other one.
like-
The
and
one I
I'm
didn't
like-
use
I'm like,
is the
that's
one
These
they.
beams are
The
off the
one
chain.
I did not use is when they used Dak body in a uniform, but it had a coon head on it. I didn't use that one.
I mean,
didn't
but I'm like
appreciate
this right
that.
here. I'm like this right here.
Happening.
And this is my thing. Why is it that black people can have their own opinion and people start labeling them certain things? That's not right. I mean, because freedom of speech says I can have my own opinion. I shouldn't be labeled because I have my own opinion. That's not right, and we're perpetuating that full slave.
I think we overuse the term coon, but I think it also fits certain people.
Okay, who would it fit?
I think we overuse it. I do agree, but it does fit.
All right, so who would it fit? Would it fit Dak? Because Dak says, no, I'm going to stand.
To go to the being with, I think we also overuse the race card as well.
We do.
But it does fit.
We do. But who would
A
it
lot of
fit?
times.
But who would it fit when a man says, you know what, I'm gonna stand for the national anthem? And I don't think it's
I think he
appropriate.
messed up when all he had to do was say, our policy is to stand. When he went into, I don't think it's the place, and it's never a proper place and time to protest. It ain't what I mean. Protest is you got to shake stuff up to
Right.
get change. You can't just say, okay, what time do we protest? When is a good time?
When's
when do y'all want us to protest?
Protesting time now?
No, you need
And I
to
put
shake
that
it
out
up.
there. Yeah, I put that out there.
When has change ever come
I mean,
without us shaking it up?
Right.
but it is his opinion that says, and his opinion.
But think about this.
I think this is
Well,
wrong.
just like you said, his opinion, so everybody else.
Yeah, everybody has their
But
opinion
think
too.
about
But
the like when Martin Luther King
I
was
was just getting ready
protesting.
to
It's
say
like
that.
whites only. Blacks can't sit at the counter. Okay, when is an appropriate time to address this? No,
See,
we gonna-
And Martin Luther King used athletes and entertainers to
And see,
get
and
his
see,
platform
let me ask you a
because
question.
they had a
Why
wider
you think-
audience.
why you
That's
think
why
Muhammad
he
Ali
Let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question right here.
Look,
Did
and if
Muhammad
we
Ali-
believe what the Bible says about if people are placed in strategic places to get messages across,
Yes.
why would he not use the platform that he's been
Okay,
we
placed
don't
in?
have many platforms.
So let me ask you a question
Really
right
don't.
here.
Sports is
That's
our
our-
biggest one.
That's
We
our
got
biggest
it.
platform.
All right, so let me ask you this question right here. Did
You take
Muhammad
all the
Ali
blacks out of football.
did
he ain't gonna be
did
watching.
Muhammad Ali protest before he's from the box? No.
What do you mean by that?
Did he protest the way exactly the time he was in the box? Whoever's getting ready to box, did he protest?
We don't know all the times
Wait,
that he
wait, wait,
protested. We don't know that.
That's a loaded
In a sense, he did.
No, he did
Yes,
not.
he did. I'm gonna show you how.
He didn't go to the
did.
war.
He
No. He
protested-
not protest. At the moment he walked into the
But
ring.
see, damn.
No. Listen to what I'm saying.
I know
When
what
he
you're
walked
saying.
into the ring, he did not protest the national anthem, nothing like that. He did not do that. All these people
But
talk about
But Vince Vaughn.
they did not. Listen what I'm saying. Listen what I'm saying. Muhammad Ali started protesting when he was finna get drafted. And then they took him out. But the moment he walked into his ring, guess what? He was focused on beating the man up.
That's what I'm trying to get you to
I
understand. What I'm
understand.
trying
Jim
to
Brown.
say.
Jim Brown.
Everybody has a different.
Jim Brown did not.
protest.
Listen,
That's
Jim
what-
Brown did not protest on the football field.
So
There.
what's your point?
My point is this right
The
here.
players
My-
aren't protesting
My
on
point
the
is this
football
right here.
field.
My point is, and this is what Jerry Jones said. He said, "Man, on Tuesdays y'all are off. If y'all want me to help y'all go through this protest, I would do that.
That's a bad
On
courtesy.
Tuesday."
Nobody
Hey,
sees you on
that's a-
Tuesday.
yeah.
No.
there you go.
Actually, you can, because guess what? You can go to, and I heard another reporter say you can go. All the NFL players can go to the town hall
Then you
and
want to tell me
stand
where
and
I
say,
can
"Hey,
go."
you know what? We're mad and
But
we're pissed off about
you can't dictate how
Yeah.
somebody
You can
protests.
protest. There you go.
Just like these laws that are created, they're laws created by men. Like what if Trump makes an executive order saying black people can't come out the house on Saturday?
We all screwed.
Oh,
No, I'm just saying.
no.
No, my
And
point
I'm
is
going out the house.
think about it.
You gonna stay in the house?
Shut me down. I'm going out the house.
No,
That's what I'm saying. Laws are created by men. It doesn't make them right just because some men got together
Yeah,
and said.
just
this is
because
the
he
law.
got the money.
I'm out the house. Trust me, I'm out the house. On Saturday,
That's
I'm
my
out the
point. You're
house.
gonna go out the house.
Hell with y'all.
You can't go out my house.
Right.
Hey, the same way you protest against Trump, the same way y'all be protesting against him.
He's a
Against
supporter.
Trump or Trump?
I didn't
said
start it. I didn't start
It
it.
sounded like you said
Trump.
Trump.
I didn't say it.
Trump.
I didn't start it. I said Trump.
He didn't start.
I didn't start it.
Anyway,
I mean, okay.
Okay, so Ernest Collins says define the term protest.
That's a good
Cornbread.
question. You.
Suck.
no, he telling you.
No, you.
No, protest is going against the natural order.
You just giving your own words.
No, I mean, that's
Let me
define
just put it this way.
it. Going against the natural order is what things are.
If Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers had knelt during the anthem and gave their reason, this would not be a big deal. Even if they had
So you
knelt
think it's a
with
big
the
deal
other
because a black
players.
man did it, huh?
Yes, if see in America the rules, the same rules never apply, just like the stand your ground law.
No, it
Oh,
never.
my
I
God.
don't play.
And you're absolutely right. They never apply.
Like
Who
as
getting
far as
killed?
blacks, there's never a
Who
good
getting
time.
killed with that law?
We are.
Who's getting
It was
killed with that law?
kids.
You're absolutely right. They
Who
never
gets
apply.
killed?
But how do you get them to apply? See,
You're never gonna get it by just following the rules.
but let me ask you a question though. Where did that start?
What do you mean?
No, where did that start as far as the full whole racism thing? Because we got to go back to history to figure out where racism came. Racism actually started with us.
Did it really?
Yes, it did. I'm gonna tell you.
How's that?
No, because Joseph's brothers. So Joseph's brothers Joseph was black.
That was not racism. That was jealousy
No,
and
that was jealousy.
anger.
But that's
That was black on black.
No,
How was that racism?
No, that is the essence of how racism started.
Let me tell you the sole ingredients of racism from anybody that was not like us.
It stems from fear.
It
stems
stems
from
from
fear.
not having an understanding and degrading and disrespect. That is racism.
And it comes from being
And it don't
taught
matter-
hate
yeah.
from this
You know,
little.
there
Okay,
you go.
okay, so-
You see
there
those
you
so
go.
protests,
we
you
do it
see
to our-
20-year-olds with a
about hate,
Ku Klux
about
Klan,
hate.
that is just
about
terrible.
hate.
So
about
when we
hate.
do it to
doesn't-
ourselves, then what is that?
That's stupidity. That's it.
Because we do it to ourselves.
Okay,
Okay.
so Cornbread said Jerry Jones is acting like a slave owner. He is our Cowboys' biggest problem.
Right.
He said, you
Always.
got to take this somewhere.
Wait,
And
let me
he's
tell you.
listening.
Let me show you something else. You want me to tell you something else?
Mhm.
Jerry Jones would turn on his own. Why Jimmy Johnson's not here anymore?
Boy, stop. For
No,
real.
because Jimmy
For real.
Johnson already
No,
said.
no,
Jimmy Johnson already said I wouldn't play no game with Cowboys.
no,
Why? He
why?
said that.
He tell y'all the definition of protest.
Yeah.
It's a statement or an
There you
action
go.
expressing disapproval
Yeah.
of or an objection to something.
Yes.
So that's what a protest
Yes,
is.
yes.
And that is
And I
according to
disapprove
America,
you.
that is your
I disapprove of
constitutional
you.
right.
Your
It is, and I
constitutional
agree with you.
And the bad part about it is, if we riot, that's not the way to protest.
Right,
right,
Show
right.
up that-
No, because everybody wants
How much
It
more
almost
peaceful
seem like
can
you
you
can't
get?
get-
Everybody wants to be the
never
Martin Luther King
understood.
type thing.
I never understood
You try
why you would tear
nonviolence,
up
you
your own
don't like
community.
nonviolence.
Why
You
you would
do
tear up your
violence,
own
you
neighborhood.
don't like violence.
You want go to their house. If you want to ride, go over to their community.
Yeah,
Why you tear
that's
up
the
your own?
part I
Because
don't
they,
like.
once you burn it down, those folks
It ain't
are
coming
not
back
gonna put
up,
no
yeah.
more money. You gotta raise your own money.
That's what happened. Was it
Because
Washington?
once you cross a certain street,
And
yeah,
Tulsa.
there you
Cross a
go.
certain street, you get shot.
There you go. There you
Yeah,
go.
LA is a prime example of that because LA has this one road that whites on this side, blacks on this side. Once the blacks cross over this side, it's gonna be a problem.
And
Man,
and
crazy.
that's
They
why
still have it in other
people
states.
protest.
No, I agree with the protest.
No, I'm
Trust me.
saying, and that's why.
You just
and-
don't agree with when it take place.
No. You protest whenever you need to.
Okay,
protest.
that's what we doing
The
on the
anthem
football
is
field.
not part of football. I wish they would just take
But
the
see,
anthem.
Cedric, you disagree with the fact that Colin Kaepernick took the NFL stage to protest.
No, I disagree with the fact that he did that and then didn't follow through and not go vote.
Well, okay.
Because you can say, oh, I don't like this, I ain't gonna vote. Well, shoot, you ain't
So
got
you
to
don't have a
change.
problem with Kaepernick taking the NFL
I don't
stage?
have a problem with that. No,
Okay, I'm just making
no,
sure
I don't have a
got
problem
that
with
clear.
taking a knee.
You just got a
But
problem
you
with
just have a
that
problem.
vote.
No,
But
I have a
you
problem.
just can't be a Dallas Cowboy and take it.
No, I don't have a problem with that.
You
But
just
I
can't do it on the
no.
field.
Here's what I have a problem with. As a company, if your company has a policy, you need to abide by that policy.
Well,
and you're
but-
not. Well, wait. And you're not and you're not a coon. I have a problem with people calling Dak Prescott names, and everybody else names because they choose to deal with their company. Because guess what? They making millions of dollars. They making more money than we've ever thought about making. I have a problem with them people with people calling him names because he has a right to do what he wants to do. That's his God-given right, and you
Well,
cannot.
why is it that he has a right to go to stand, but he doesn't have a right to kneel?
No, he has the same right, but he chose not. He chose to stand.
Jeffrey Jones
No.
chose.
Jerry,
Jerry Jones said my
Because-
players will not.
because that's his company. I own a company, and my company, you're going to because you represent the Dallas Cowboys. So because you represent the Dallas Cowboys, you have a company. Heck, in my company, like I asked you when we first started, your employees can't do what the hell they want to do unless it goes with corporate policy. If they outside of corporate policy, they don't have a problem.
But if I ask my employees to do something that has nothing to do with the job, if I'm impressing upon them my beliefs about something that has nothing to do with their job or their job performance, I may fire them because they didn't do it, but they can come back and sue me because I can't press upon them.
So why would you fire
Because they didn't follow my policy.
them?
I wanted it. No, I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm in trouble.
Let me show you.
Exactly.
I'm playing
Let me
devil's
show you.
advocate.
Can I
Exactly.
give you a little bit more example? Okay. When it comes to your religious belief, some people that believe they don't do certain things on certain days and time.
Right.
Now, if they do, it's by choice. Now, the boss man or the head, the CEO, or whatever, know that okay, you have this kind of belief. Now he know if I know you got this kind of belief, and I know our games are played on Sunday at a certain time or whatever, or you don't believe in liquor, but at my stadium we serve. Do you have a problem with that? No, I don't. So we ain't got no problem. But at the same time, I'm respecting you in your choice. Respect me in my choice when it comes to protesting.
Right.
So you're not gonna pass a plate on a certain time?
So, man, look at here.
You know, CJ would have a problem.
What's that?
CJ would have a problem
About
if you
what?
pass a plate at a certain time.
We don't pass until a certain time.
But
I
see,
just wish
that-
somebody would put Jerry Jones to the test.
I
I just
really-
want somebody
yeah,
to call his
but
bluff,
they're not gonna. You know why they're not gonna do that? I'm gonna tell you why.
get
Because-
fired, and win the biggest lawsuit in
I'm
history.
gonna tell you why they're not gonna do
There you
that.
go.
Because
There you go.
Ezekiel Elliott, and I don't understand why people not realizing this. Ezekiel Elliott and that person said, we as a
You want
team.
me to tell you
Hold on. Let me finish. We as a team discussed this. Before Jerry Jones came out, we as a team discussed this is what we're going
Jerry
to
should have said that.
as a, no.
He can't come. He's dictating. He's
No.
He's on
From what
national
y'all
TV.
saying,
really
but you talk to
What
Ezekiel
his-
Elliott.
He's
but-
saying my players will not. My players
but
will do this. my players-
because he knew.
And
but-
then when they instituted the policy that they could stay in the locker room, Jerry say, "No, my
No,
players
no.
will not stay."
I mean,
But you know,
but if you-
let me
but
tell
if you-
you why the players are doing exactly what Jerry wants.
Because they agreed to it.
No.
And you don't think they?
I'm trying. Can I finish? I'm
No,
trying.
you can't finish.
I'm trying to tell you the reason why. Jerry said, if you don't do what I say, you're not coming to my party.
And you was in the locker room. Oh yeah, he got to get part of that.
He said, I ain't giving you no more drugs.
No. Jerry got some good part. I done been there a couple of them. He got some good part. Jerry takes care
You
of
ain't gonna play with my friends.
But no. What I'm saying is right here. When the players are coming out saying we discussed it, how come we don't believe those players and say,
I
yeah,
have
they
heard
discussed
his players say that.
Yeah, Ezekiel Elliott actually said we discussed it as a team. They said this last year. We discussed, and he said it again this year. We discussed it as a team, and we decided we're going to total line. We're going to do this, that, and the other. They actually said that. So when players come out and say it,
I never heard anybody
okay,
say it.
I'm gonna send you a quote.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I just never.
Yeah, I got you. I'm gonna send you.
Every time I hear somebody talk about the anthem, it's usually
Because they
Jerry
ne- because
saying
they-
what they want.
Because they never
They
go
will
back.
not be allowed to stay in the locker
Because they
room.
never
Wait a
go
minute.
back to the so that
The owners agreed that they
that's what
can't do
media.
that.
But that's what media does, though. Media will give you what you want to hear to spur
You know what I'm
on.
saying? Jerry
To
actually
fan
said
the
that.
flame.
No, I know Jerry actually said that, but actually Ezekiel Elliott said we discussed it. Dak Prescott said we discussed it. We decided we're going to stand as a team. As a matter of fact, Ezekiel Elliott said it's America's team. We're standing.
Well, I wonder if that discussion was based on the premise of what
It was before.
of what Stephen Jones
No,
went further.
It was way before that.
I understand.
They
that.
did that last year.
Well, I understand that. However, Stephen Jones got him bold when he backed up his dad
Yeah,
by
he
saying,
showed it. Say
you
y'all get
supposed to,
fined.
if you want to be a Dallas Cowboy,
You gonna get
will
fined.
you will stand up for the anthem. I'm like,
But I would
really?
love to put that to the test.
What's so different than Jimmy Johnson saying?
now.
What's so different than Jimmy Johnson saying have your asthma on the other side of the field? What's different?
What do you mean?
Because,
No, when Jimmy Johnson said you got asthma, have that on the other side of the field because you're gonna be a part of the Dallas Cowboys.
because maybe he was
What's
being
different?
lazy.
No, I'm confused.
It
No.
has nothing to do
Yeah,
with
they
it.
showed
No,
up.
no, no,
I
he's
know what you're
referring.
saying, though.
No. What it is you got
But at
an
least
owner.
that was
That was
on
when he was
the, it was
coaching.
something dealing with on the field. It was dealing with conditioning, and that's a part
Right.
of. We're talking about an anthem.
Yeah.
That let me say that everybody knows this. How important is this anthem when the concession stand is still operating? People are allowed to walk
There you
around
go.
the camera
There you go. There you
go.
But
That
how,
right there,
how strong is it
yeah.
if you
But
saying
but you can't make a fan do. You can't dictate what it because he don't work for the.
Yes, they do.
He does not.
I'm
No.
sure you have to
A fan
You
does
can't
not
carry
work
no
for-
bag in that stadium no more.
No, a
You
fan-
gotta have a clear bag now.
They never could carry
You
a
can't
bag in
have
that
so
stadium from the
so in
beginning.
other words, you
But
you
but
they didn't let
what
you
I'm saying
do
is
can't-
the
you
fan
can't
does
go
not
bird.
work
Can
for the
you take no
NFL.
birds in
No,
there?
they never.
That's
When they
dictating.
opened it, you couldn't do
That's
that.
dictating.
But the fan doesn't work
But
for the
that's for your
NFL.
protection.
But
But I'm
that's
just
protection though.
saying. But I'm just saying.
The fan don't work for the NFL, so you can't make a fan do something. But the people,
they paying they
But the
paying-
people that work for
you
me?
just cannot be black and stand up for your rights.
But
It's
it's-
never
the white
going
folks
to be
gotta
right
go
no
through the
matter
same
what
thing.
you do.
the white folks got to go through the same thing. What's
do you mean?
different? The white folks got to stand too.
No, they
No,
don't.
no, you don't. You don't
The
have
white
to
folks
stand.
got to stand.
No, you
I
don't.
don't
And
stand.
what? Oh, for the
The Cowboys, yeah.
You
With
do
the
not
Cowboys, the
have
white
to
folks got to
stand.
stand.
Well, you know,
Okay.
they very
Okay, with Kobe's and Neil's, then we gonna say, then I'm gonna say you're right. The white folks ain't gotta stand. But if Kobe's
Nobody
is stand,
has to stand.
no. When the Cowboys come
Nobody
to
has
politics,
to
you
stand.
gotta
Ooh,
stand.
wait, let me
I'm
see what
saying,
we
you
got.
don't have
Comments,
to stand.
I hear it.
Okay,
Comments.
let's talk about these comments and then we need to move on. Okay, so Frank Howard says the truth of the matter is sit-ins were done on other people's businesses. You could be the beneficiary of those gains and against a man kneeling to draw attention to police brutality that should have been addressed decades ago. Ernest Collins said, see, they can't say what I'm about to say because they could lose millions, but our country ain't jack something because we're okay.
Jack,
You know I'm not gonna say them words
I got you
because
covered.
we let buttholes like 45 and Jerry Jones do the stuff they do, and he didn't say buttholes.
Y'all got
And
no
then
free
Frank
button?
Howard said, you can't be a beneficiary of the gains from sit-ins that took place at white-owned businesses, but against civil disobedience regarding police brutality that should have been done and addressed decades ago. So those are the most recent comments that have been posted to our page. What do y'all got to say about it?
Wait, no. You gotta read the last one because my
Did he put
grandmother.
another one?
Yeah, he and I'm gonna read this right. Dell said they saw a mouthful over the other
Oh, I
night.
saw. I missed that.
A player can beat a woman and get
Get high and even kill or hurt people in car wrecks and still play ball, but kneeling during a song that was written by a slave owner and get fired, as my mama
As
used to
Grandma
say.
Betty, you say bull butter.
Wow.
Bull butter.
Wow. That's
It's
crazy.
just the hypocrisy of the whole,
It
Yeah,
the
yeah.
whole anthem thing, the Pledge of Allegiance. None of it was written for us.
We weren't thought of.
We weren't in the discussion, and we weren't. none
And
of
I
it
agree with you
concerned.
there. That's 1800s. So they didn't do nothing for us in the 1800s. They
They're not doing nothing
They
for
can
us
tell,
now.
they can tell us about us in the
They did one
1800s.
thing. They
But
did
I'll
one
but I'll say this right here.
They made us work the
I'll
field.
say this right here. What we have to do is in the 1800s they didn't do jack for us. We struggled. We struggled up to like 16, 1970, 1980. We struggled. I'm
We
saying
still struggling,
We
man.
still struggling.
no, not to the point
Boy,
of
if
no.
you don't stop.
No. We're not struggling to the point they struggled in the 60s, in the 50s, and the 40s. We're not struggling to that point.
Man, it's worse.
No, it's
Man.
not worse.
It's
It's
worse
actually,
now.
no, it's not actually better
It's
because
worse.
guess what? The things that Martin Luther King, hey, we can sit on the front bus. We can vote. Hell, we had a president of the United States, a black president of the United States. We got
You
Congress
still
members.
not catching
We got governors,
You
and we
still
still
not
think we
catching
struggle.
that. You
Come on, man, we're not
you
even far from
still-
struggling.
When,
No, that's that mentality.
when leaders like Maxine Waters can be discriminated in time.
Because Maxine Waters got some issues.
Yeah, who?
Yeah, she got some issues.
Okay.
Like what?
Maxine Waters. No. She calling out a whole bunch of stuff that don't need to be called out for.
Why not?
I think she need to call out everything she
Everything.
does.
That's all I was gonna say.
And
That's
guess
what
what?
we
And guess what?
She done
And-
called out wrong.
And guess what? Had this been in 1960, she been shot long time ago because in 60 and 50 that wasn't her right. Now it's her right. I'm saying,
Wait a minute, okay.
So you want your politicians that you voted for to sit there and just be quiet?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, guess what? She has the right to do that,
And she called it to the
and
carpet.
we're not saying she has the right to do that. She has the right to do that, and guess what? In 1960, she didn't have the right. In 1950, she didn't have the right. In 1940, she didn't have the right. Shirley Chisholm didn't have the right in those times. Now she got the right, and guess what? She's still doing it. I'm like, do we not stop calling ourselves
Ernest
a
Collins
victim?
says, bottom line is some white people with wealth are still pissed that the great USA had a black president.
Yeah, they are.
Oh.
And we even got some that.
And guess what? We got one.
We got some house folks.
Are we not happy about that? I mean, I want more. Are we not, man? We have come a long way. We need to stop playing the victim as
I
if,
think
oh my God, we ain't got
I
jack.
think we went so far, and now we're going back the other way.
I don't think we are.
Mm.
And the reason why I don't think we are because if we start thinking that way, we're gonna go back that way. But if I'm thinking, shoot, I can get another black president. We got Congress members, we got mayors, we got governors that are black. We've come so far, and we need to stop thinking we ain't never going nowhere. Shoot, in the 60s we had Jack. In the 70s we had Jack.
Our lives still don't matter.
I remember walking in 1973. 1975. I've been walking in Garland, being the only black. Me and my brother and my sister was the only blacks in that school, and we walked with two others, and we walked scared. I ain't gotta walk scared no more. I ain't got to walk scared no more. That means we have come a long way, and we need to stop thinking we ain't got nowhere. We have gotten a long way, and if we stop playing the victim,
It been time where I was the only one in the
and
room,
you went to kill me.
and I wasn't scared.
Yeah, I'm saying we're not there no more. We're not there.
I don't think we're as far as you think we are.
No,
Right,
not.
that's
But
what
we
I-
not.
I-
But
you
you
know-
know-
But guess what though?
They can daily gun us down on video camera and
Yes,
still walk away.
No, I understand.
But-
I do understand.
Okay, let me give you an example. The 15-year-old who got shot in Mesquite. And what did we see on the news this morning? They are delaying his trial again.
Yeah, 'cause they
It
trying-
has
they trying to put it to
been
the-
a year
I'm
since
not
he
saying
shot and murdered that little boy.
No, here's what I'm saying.
He
I'm not
murdered him.
I'm not saying we're where white people where white people are,
Man.
and I'm saying I don't think
Well, why aren't we?
Look,
No, I don't think we'll
But why
ever get
aren't
there. I'm gonna tell you why.
I mean, as far as rights, we know economically, maybe it's
Yeah, we
almost,
economically.
but why not? As far as God, God gave us
I'm gonna
rights.
tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you
We
why
are
we're not
born
there.
with rights.
I'm gonna tell you why we're not
America
there.
has twisted.
inalienable rights.
Like, we
You're
are
supposed
born
to
with the
have.
same
No, I'm gonna
rights
tell
as
you why we're not
anybody
there. I'm
else.
gonna tell you exactly why we're not there. Because when we choose to call our own fellow brothers and sisters the N word. No. When we decide, first of all, we can't even be there with each other. I mean, we screw over each other more than white folks screw over us.
Well,
No. Hear me out here. We mess over each other so much that hell, white folks ain't gonna do nothing but sit back and watch them miss black on black crime. We do that so much to each other.
Okay, let's just say
Why is that?
what you're saying is true. If that's the case, why are they still gunning us down when they don't have
If they don't have to.
If they don't have to, why are they still doing it?
Because we're talking about a 10%. I'm gonna get a scenario.
let me ask you a
Here's,
question.
no, let me finish. Here's a sheet of paper. All right? Here's a dot. We look at this dot more than we look at everything on that sheet of paper. We don't look at, we screwing each other over.
You know why you look at that dot?
Because that's the most thing that stands out to you. And this dot right here represents only a certain percentage of what was going
You know
on.
why I will look at that dot for a second? Because it disfigured that page.
No, but that's the but
That's the
but
only
the
reason why.
the disfigurement is what we.
Let me get back to the point that I was making about Maxine Water. She's just the dot. But if you connect the dot, you have a picture. And what I mean by that, let me bring it home.
You gotta have more
Wait a
dots
minute,
to
wait a
connect the
minute.
picture to make a picture.
Cornbread said they only give us enough to survive.
And I know Russ West personally. I remember when Eddie Bernice ran the first time. Do we hear from them?
No.
Do we hear from our own local? You know what I'm saying? And when you talking about we hurt ourselves when our hand get caught in the cookie jar when we shouldn't
boy.
never ever been at the cookie jar.
Boy, oh boy.
That's how we hurt ourselves.
But here's how you
man.
make the change.
Cornbread said self-hate is high among the black community. And he is correct.
Yeah.
But here's how you
That
make the
doesn't give
change.
anybody else the right to
I'm gonna
hate
show
on
y'all.
us
I'm
too,
gonna show
though.
y'all something that we never thought about there. You got your own radio station, right? Your own radio show, right? Okay. I'm bringing you on here because I want to promote. That's how we heard stuff because we don't promote. I'm saying, man, whatever you got, bring it on. We don't do that.
Well,
We don't. No. Let me finish.
no, you're right. I
No,
agree
let
with
me
you.
finish.
I
We
agree
don't.
with you.
We do not pump each other up and support each other because we don't want to have. He can't have more than me. Heck, I ain't doing what you're doing.
Absolutely right.
You ain't
There's
doing what I'm
enough out there for
doing.
everybody.
We need to start.
But you
We
know
need to
what the
start
bigger problem
promoting
that is?
everybody.
Right.
You want me
But
to tell
that's
you what
the
the bigger
Joseph
problem
complex.
that is?
That's the Joseph complex,
Yeah.
what you talked about
Exactly.
earlier. It's not racism,
Yeah.
it's jealousy
Yeah,
and
hey,
hatred
now that's
against
the
your own
difference.
brother,
Yeah.
your
And
own
we need to
flesh and
start.
blood.
We need to start.
Cain and Abel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to start. But Cain and Abel started when? Adam and Eve, then Cain and Abel. the issue we
Adam and
have.
Eve hated each other. They were jealous of each
Yeah,
other.
he probably had to shoot. You see, Adam. I mean, Eve
He
didn't
just
listen.
got mad at Eve, man.
Eve
Come on.
didn't listen to Adam.
That woman you gave me, that woman
Eve didn't
you
listen to
gave
Adam.
me.
Shoot. Eve didn't have to do it. But what I'm saying is, we don't support each other enough
Right.
to say, hey, we can clear us out. Black Wall Street, support it.
I was just about to
Boy,
bring that
oh
up.
boy.
Yeah.
This was
Are we ever gonna get back to that?
listen.
No,
this
no,
is
that's
from
the
what
answer.
that
We
was
have-
97 years ago.
Hold on, go ahead,
Yeah.
brother. Go ahead.
That was 97 years ago. This is back in 1921, where, and anybody that's not familiar with Black Wall Street, this was a community in Tulsa, Oklahoma. In 1921, full of black people.
Mm-hmm.
There were people that were black people that were millionaires that owned their own
Had
planes.
banks and everything, grocery
Banks,
stores.
grocery
Mhm.
stores, colleges, hospitals. We did
Mhm.
not need to go out of the community for anything.
stayed there.
The black dollar circulated in that community and stayed there. And we were very supportive of each other. So we can do it. But somebody came in, the Ku Klux Klan and the police department came in and bombed it from the air,
And
looted,
and-
shot people. They said they killed 300, but they said
It was more than that.
everybody was more like
It's more than that.
3,000.
yeah,
That's
it's like
like
Went into
3,000.
their houses and stole all this good stuff and then burned everything else down. So we are capable. We capable of doing
But
this.
you know why we don't do that? I'm gonna tell you why we don't do that. And I'm gonna go back to what Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King did not march for he marched for equality. He did not march for us to go to their schools. And but that's what white folks made it out of. Let's go to their schools. What he didn't what it was is right here. We think that white man's ice is colder, and we want to go where the white man's ice is. So we don't help our own selves.
Right.
We roll away from ourselves, but we go to the white man's ice because it's colder. So guess what we're gonna do? That's why Black Wall Street did not reflourish again, because we figured the white man's ice is colder, and it's not cold; it's the same ice. But we don't think
People
that
just
way.
gave up.
And
If you build it
Yeah,
again, that won't come
It's
permanently.
it's not so much that ice was colder. Okay, put it like this: everybody would like to have something nice. Am I right? Now, what's the difference of a mansion sitting across this vacant lot than over in North Dallas?
Same thing. It's
Same
cheaper.
price.
But the point that I'm making here, you had an option, if you want this mansion, and the only way I'm gonna give you this mansion, you gotta move to North Dallas.
Yep, because
Wait,
it's better over there.
No. Is it really? Cause land is
It's not better, but that's the thing.
But the point that I'm making here is, they will have you to understand, if you really want what I have, you gotta come to me. I'm not gonna come to you.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? I'm
We
not
didn't have to
gonna
do that
come.
in 1921.
Huh?
We didn't have to do that in 19.
No, because 1921 we go across the street and it's good.
But the thing about it is, when that devastation hit them, they didn't have the kind of resource that can turn it around when it needs to be turned around.
But what I'm saying is, we did it once, we can do it again.
We can do it again.
Maybe they were thinking.
But the fear is there.
The mentality got
We
changed.
did it once.
But see,
They came in and killed us and burned everything down.
But the mentality,
But the mentality gotta change, though.
Let me show what happened with that. Okay, yeah, though I kinfolk that's up in the big house. They was up there for several reasons. They was up there to do whatever the white woman, white man wanted them to do. And then secondly, they played their mind. Cause see, some of them didn't live up there. They just worked there. And at the end of the day, guess where they had to come
They had to
back?
go
They had to
back
come
where
back
they
to the slave house.
No, but
Now,
some
wait a minute. And when we sitting around the fire at night, we talking about how we can overtake, but let him
But they
come-
not-
No, he coming back to us at the end of the day. Now, y'all not gonna mess up what I got.
Don't be funny. Man.
Okay. Cornbread said,
You
believe it
know
or
what I'm
not,
What you pointing
most
at me?
black people who are in position of power are put there by
What do you
white
mean?
people to attempt to control black people.
And
What about that?
I'm gonna go with that
He
point
said,
too.
believe it or not, most black people who are in the position of power are put there by white people
To
to
control,
attempt to
yeah.
control
But
black
that's the people.
And that's the point
That's
I'm
the
making.
house. That's the house Negro, and the field Negro. The house Negro was put in the
There
house.
wasn't no Negroes in the field.
Negro. I'm saying Negro. Negro.
Boy, please.
But the house Negro was put in the house to control the field Negro. Okay. What I'm saying is this right here, and Frederick Douglass was a prime example of that, because Frederick Douglass said, yeah, hey, you know what? I got here, y'all got to get here too. You know, he was a prime example of that.
Get what?
No. Frederick Douglass was like the advisor to the president of the United States. You know, he said, I got here.
Why?
I'm not going to help you get in, but you got to get in. So,
Well, that's the problem
so what
right
I'm
there.
So what I'm saying is this right here. Our issue has gone for a long time, and you can't. What?
Y'all cutting into my time, but go ahead.
Oh, we couldn't have time.
30 minutes into my time.
So we house Negroes or field Negroes? Which one are we? We got to get her time.
Hey, I ain't got nothing to do with her. That's you.
I was trying to say it quiet and respectfully,
Let me
No.
let me see how you gonna react to that.
a gentle and quiet spirit.
Coming up next.
I mean, we can revisit this. We need a break. We do need
We do
a
need a
little
break.
break.
Cause in my house, I know what I would have
Don't you
done.
don't you? Yeah, see,
You
he
roll
has to
him with
go.
sleep.
You done ran out
That's
of
true.
time, too.
But I know what I would have done.
and Daryl's got that we cut it, man.
Yeah, y'all can take
So,
3 hours to talk about this all day long.
I guess me and my wife, we'll try to stop through there and
Come on by.
What time is the Sunday brunch and stuff?
No Sunday brunch. Friday.
It's
Friday. Friday
What
is
time?
the buffet.
From what time?
6 to 8.
6 to 8 on
Oh, yeah, I
Friday.
go home, take a nap, and then get up and
Come
come
out.
out. Yeah.
You look.
Friday night at 8. We have got a date.
No, he said.
Great, great,
If
great,
you
great,
show me
great.
at 8,
Come in
you show
six.
me at 8. You ain't gonna get that. You better say, hey, I'll be there
Hey,
at
I'm just singing the
5:45.
song that was on the show. That's all.
So y'all gonna play Ty song summertime? You know, we played it on.
Are you gonna play it?
station. Yeah,
Play it
yeah.
during the break so I can leave the music on.
Well, I didn't
Go at 5:30. You
Yeah.
gotta
Why
cook
you
that
don't
chicken.
have it on? What's
I
wrong
didn't
with
have
you?
If you go at 5:30, you
You
can have to
should
cook
have
that
it
chicken.
on.
Why I gotta hear
All right, we've been joined by Daryl. We
Why you
appreciate
blowing
you
me a
having
kiss?
Thank
having
you.
on.
Appreciate
Yeah,
you.
yeah. And
Yeah,
man,
anytime.
we got a lot of things we gonna
Why you
do
blowing me a
together.
kiss?
That's
I
fine.
look
No,
forward to
now
it.
you putting over
I look forward to it. I don't know why they keep talking while we talking.
Sorry.
You know,
No,
that's-
you're not.
My apologies.
no.
Sir,
It's
Master.
the national anthem.
Master
Yeah.
Bench. Almighty Master.
National anthem. Y'all gonna sit while I'm talking.
Master.
Hey, my wife be doing that. Oh, that ain't funny.
Y'all gonna sit while I'm talking.
Mighty King.
So this has been 41 Sports Talk Radio on foreignradionetwork.com. We will be right back. I'm just gonna throw something on. Don't say nothing when I throw it on, okay?
Oh my goodness, it's gonna be so
Oh,
crazy,
no,
y'all.
I'm just throwing the music
Oh
on,
Lord.
okay?
Okay, we'll be back, y'all. We'll be
All
back.
right, we'll be right back.
All right, we're back.
All right, we're back.
We're
Xavier, come here.
Xavier.
Come here.
Uh-oh.
All right, this is 411 Sports Talk Radio on 4radionetwork.com. I know y'all had dead silence, but you know,
Just a
silence
few
is
seconds.
good.
Just a few seconds. He's all right.
Silence is good. Before we get into the entertainment section, if he comes, can you go get him?
Xavier, we need you.
Yes.
Duck under the thing.
Okay, so,
stand by mommy. Duck
Our
under
last
the
child,
tall people.
is actually leaving tomorrow. Thank God, thank God. I mean,
Oh,
really.
let's go.
So he is going to Texas Wesleyan
Texas West.
on a full scholarship.
Yeah.
Yes, we just
wide
got the last
receiver.
payment today. Woo!
He's playing slot. He's Cole Beasley in the making, or Tavon Austin.
Stand right
Yeah.
here so we can see you.
Yeah, Tavon Austin. Xavier, say a couple things to the listening audience.
I already have nothing to say.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
You
So
might as well y'all get used to it now.
exactly.
Yeah,
You better
right? Look,
So
you better get your
have they
speaking
given you a
on.
number yet?
No, I gotta go get that tomorrow.
What number you looking for?
11.
11. Okay.
Double ones.
Huh?
Double ones. He
Double
was number
ones.
one
Okay.
in school.
Okay. So you're
What you looking
leaving
at?
tomorrow morning at what time?
7:30.
7:30.
They have a full
Two
day
days.
already planned for him.
And then
Wow.
we start practice on Thursday.
2
Wow.
days.
You
You
ready?
used to that, then.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Oh, he been practicing all summer. He just took 2 weeks off.
Went to Waco. And I was working out in Waco.
Okay. Well, it's really hot.
So me and your mom want to say we're proud of you. We are. We're you know. No, go please.
I'll come and
I'm
take your
kidding.
place on the couch.
No.
Watch TV.
No.
No, you won't. But we are proud of you,
Give me my
and
key back.
you have finished up the whole 7 people line.
Yeah,
You know,
last
Your
Mohican.
brothers and sisters. So
I wouldn't know how that feel because my children wasn't raised with me, so I've always been by myself.
Oh, goodness
No,
gracious.
trust me.
You know, I'm
Goodness.
not.
we
He
know.
said, "What's up, nephew?"
We know.
What's up?
Hey, I'm not used to being decent all the time.
No, we know. But Xavier, we are proud of you, and we look forward to great things from you.
Yeah, we're
The
excited.
season tickets are $54.
There you go. Season tickets,
Texas
$50.
Wesleyan
Yeah.
is the
my
second
little cousin
season.
going off. Tell me where you going off again.
Texas Wesleyan.
Okay, look for him. You anywhere in the area?
Y'all
it's
pray
game
for
day.
my baby.
There
Pray
you
for
go.
him. He's
And-
going to Fort Worth.
Please pray for him because you see what kind of mama he has.
See? Wait, and I cannot guard him. Wait, I cannot guard him. We tried.
I'm glad you know now.
I cannot guard him. If I could guard you, then okay, I can't guard him. So we tried.
Now you playing with now slot receiver. You should have got with your cousin. He played DB at SC. He could have.
Who?
Who's that, Micah?
Oh, no.
He could
No,
have.
no. I told you not to bring up that name in this house.
No,
Ever.
he's not Micah.
That
He's
is
not Micah.
sacrilege.
We tried to help him become county commissioner.
And I don't care if he's watching. Sacrilege. Don't be coming up over here.
All right.
Want my money. Where
We
my money
appreciate you. We
at?
love you.
If
And
he cries,
Let
he's
us
gonna
know.
say he's gonna say, "Oh, that's not serious."
no, it's the fans. It's the fans.
Allergy.
He gonna say that's testosterone.
Hey,
It's always the fan.
I'm gonna tell you like this. He gonna call more than your mama. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna let you know. Let it go to voice.
I don't think so. Oh, you mean call him? Yeah, he will.
Yeah, let it go to
He
voice.
does. He'll get all mellow.
Whatever.
He
Let it
does.
go to voice.
Forget y'all.
Look, I text, how you doing? When you coming home?
Yeah. You gonna be like that commercial. Yeah, you
But
gonna be,
I already
you gonna be
told
like that
him.
commercial talking about, wait a minute. Yeah. Move that pitch out the way. You gonna have a camera in the road. What's that going on the bed?
Yeah.
But see, he chose to go 15 minutes from the house.
I mean, that's where the money is.
Well, I'm,
Well, yeah, he got to go
I'm
where
right
the
there
money
with you.
is. Yeah, the money is there.
Well,
That's a full ride.
Yeah, that's
What
what
you
I told
gonna
him. Chase
do?
the money.
That's a full ride. So what you gonna do?
Woo, They almost gave me a heart attack today though. I called, they had check hadn't cleared, but the check had cleared, but they didn't receive it. I was like, did y'all put that money on somebody else's account? Cause y'all better go find that money today.
Okay.
Cause he'll be there tomorrow.
All right, so
So yeah, they found it.
we good.
Applied it.
All right, appreciate it, sir.
Completely done.
He say, she say.
All right.
Let's get into
So
it.
I was gonna talk about Beyonce, but y'all took up all my time. So we just gonna get straight into. Well, let me just say this. Let me just say this.
Ain't no
Beyonce
matter.
has made history again by she has taken over Vogue magazine.
Yeah,
She
man.
has a photographer, an African American photographer. They have not had one for 126 years. So she's
Man,
making
hey,
history.
wait.
So y'all go check out the news
I
of
just need to know.
Beyonce.
I need to see. I want all the pictures of her in her one piece.
You better leave her alone. Anyway, I applaud her for
Wife gonna have
reaching
some
back
issues.
and making sure that
The wife gonna have
because
some
Vogue
issues.
is, that's one of them big old,
Is she sure?
old magazines.
All right.
From back in the day, they don't want to put no black folks on there.
So,
So-
she got it.
So she's taking over Vogue.
So did she buy it?
No. She's just taking over this particular issue.
Oh.
So, and then there were some movies that I wanted to talk about. I'll just tell you briefly. Black Klansman is a Spike Lee joint. You know, Spike Lee has been
Oh
coming
yeah,
out.
when
Yeah, so
officers.
it's
They
based
made
on
the
a true
Klan,
story.
yeah.
So that comes out on
You
August
said he been
10th.
in jail.
No, I said he's been out of, he
Oh.
hasn't been in the spotlight lately.
Right.
So Spike Lee has another joint, August 10th comes out. Creed 2 with Michael B. Jordan. He's gonna be fighting, the Russian son, 30 years later.
Yeah.
Ivan Drago.
Ivan Drago, yes. That
I
comes out
must
November
break-
21st.
break you.
I must break you. If he
November
dies,
21st.
if he dies.
30 years. And guess who's in the movie? Felicia Rashad.
Yes, you know.
Oh,
Because remember
yeah,
Felicia
she-
Rashad
Yes,
was
you
Creed's
know.
wife. Yeah, so she's in there. And then so that's November 21st. And then December 21st, if you're into the Justice League, Aquaman has his own movie coming out.
Yeah, I
And
think it's gonna be
then-
weak though.
Hey,
think
hey,
that's
watch
what-
everybody
that's
start
what
getting.
pre-
Watch everybody
pre-
start getting their movie because of Black Panther.
No, but this, Justice League is different
No,
from Marvel Comics.
Flash is coming out too.
Who?
No,
would you let me
Shazam,
do my
Shazam,
segment,
Shazam
please?
is coming out.
Excuse me.
Okay, well.
You talking over my.
We was
Professor,
talking.
why you not
You
cutting him
know,
off?
You and I was talking, right?
Right, we was talking about the movie.
I
You
must
just cut me
break
off.
you.
And also on December 21st, if you're a Transformers fan, Bumblebee,
Transgender.
Transformers.
Okay.
Bumblebee
No,
has his own movie
I'm not
coming out
even
on
ready.
December 21st. So those are the movie breakdown. Because since last week I did the TV
Wait,
series.
wait a minute, you
coming.
said the Hall of Justice. Shazam wasn't in on the Hall of.
No, he was Justice League. Shazam was. Wonder Twins, all of them. Wonder Woman, Superman,
Shazam
Batman.
had his own show. I
No, but I'm
remember that.
saying he
They
was
come-
part of
they
Justice
win that
League.
game.
They all had their own shows. But there's Marvel Comics and there's DC Comics.
Oh,
So
okay.
DC Comics is Justice League and all
I'm
that. But
They
anyway,
gonna win. You
I'm
said if
going-
they
I'm
15,
going
20, 36, they gonna
B
win.
said, check him, sis. All right. So anyway, so to the question,
The wings are.
No,
are they winning?
that's no. Keep
That's
on
her
telling.
segment.
Oh no, breaking news.
There's
Are
no
they
breaking
winning?
news. No,
Oh.
you on yourself. I don't know why he did that.
You got issues.
Because he always want to be, he want to take over my segment. Anyway, so the question is a follow up from last week. Remember we were talking about are there some wives that want the title but not the responsibility? And we had a question
That's
later
true.
on that talked about the responsibility. Well, what are the responsibilities? So tonight we are going to try to define or talk about the responsibilities of spouses in marriage. So
See,
what
I
are the
got a divorce
Yeah.
behind it.
You're on your own right now. You know
No,
that,
I'm
right?
not. Oh yeah, I got to take up for the women. That's
Yeah,
okay. I got this.
I
I got this.
I got one. I divorced one because she wanted the title but not the responsibility.
That's a shame.
They sure
So
did.
what did you feel was the responsibility? Because see, my thing is the responsibility is different based on the couple. You know, one may be a good cook and a good cleaner, and another person might
I'm
not be.
no,
understand
So
something.
This is
I'm
very
not calling
easy.
I'm not calling no name because I've been divorced twice, so they got to figure out who I'm talking
oh
about.
my goodness. Oh my
Your
goodness.
responsibility got some
Okay,
issues.
so let's go around
No,
the room.
but this
I'm gonna
is
let
easy
the
though.
guys answer first.
This is easy. This
And
is
then I'm
really
gonna
easy.
hang out with some. I want
This is
some
very
women
easy.
to get
Willie,
on here.
Let's go with it first.
Come on now.
He said, what?
I need Valda to check in with me. Where's Valda? Because she was on here earlier.
Huh?
Is mine on? Back on?
Yeah, yours on. Yours been on. You'll stay on.
No, it don't.
Okay, so go ahead.
Yeah, dude.
What's your answer?
I thought you were going to start.
No, start Willie. Willie first.
Okay, are we talking about the
What is the
wives?
responsibility of are we saying
Of a
a wife?
spouse. We're talking about husbands and wives, not
Oh,
just
that's
wives.
easy. Husbands are easy because it's all written in the Bible what they
That's
responsibility
exactly
is.
what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I'm only going to go.
I don't mean to
biblical.
put you down, but.
No, let him talk.
He keep talking about he don't go to church.
No, let him talk. Hey, it's his conversation. Let him talk. You all over here. Get over there.
You just told all your listeners you don't go to church.
Shoot, I went last Sunday.
Why are you putting up with this?
Because
Because he family.
yeah, right. I don't listen to AD.
No, I'm as far as that, I'm gonna always gonna go biblical, and we can go to Ephesians 5 and discuss what Paul says that the
What's that?
responsibilities of the. Why y'all whispering over there?
Can y'all let him?
But,
Hey Tyrone, what's up?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
but no, I mean it's.
And this is Willie Burden,
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
That's his show name.
That's his name. No, that's his real
No,
name.
we hadn't created a
His
show
guest.
name. We need to create a show name.
Yeah, if you're going to come back often, you got to have a name.
I'll call him Malik.
Elite.
Malik.
Oh, Malik.
Malik.
I like elite though.
Malik.
Elite.
Elite is good. Elite, because me and him, as far as sports, we on the same page. We talking the same conversation.
elite.
Elite is
But before
good.
y'all call
Okay.
me elite, though, I got to live up to that. So give me a chance to come up with y'all.
Let me hear your answer first.
Then
and then
I'm
that'll
gonna
be
say,
perfect.
yeah.
Will
You
you
gonna have
elite?
that conversation.
We're gonna call you Elite before we call you Elite.
Yeah. Look, if your answer not right, you might be Tyrone.
Ooh.
What we
That's
talking
Tyrone.
cold.
What's up, Tyrone?
That's cold.
Y'all do know Tyrone position, don't you?
Yeah, he hit the phone booth.
And you know he ain't got no phone.
He broke.
Go ahead.
But I mean, I'm always going to go straight biblical when it comes to that, man.
I love y'all.
But when each individual couple, I think, they can just work that out between themselves. Like, like you were saying, sometimes, people want to get kind of drawn into, what Big Mama and them did and the way she don't. When I was coming up, my great grandmother, she stayed at home all day. Great granddaddy went to work. As soon as he walked in the door, that plate was on the table. And he was the provider.
Hallelujah.
He was a disciplinarian, and she kept that house clean and kept it cooked, kept the food cooked 3 meals a day. But that's the way they did it back then. These days, there's a lot of couples that have
They don't do that.
right. They have to have 2 incomes to keep the house going.
Brother got to struggle on his own.
Yeah, so unless you got a situation where you making enough money where wife, you can stay home. I'm not saying you have to stay home. If you want to volunteer and do something, but the money is good. If y'all got that situation, then y'all can do it that way. But
Hey, the kitchen and
Well,
bedroom.
both of y'all are
Baby, the
working.
kitchen and
There
bedroom.
you go.
everybody's gonna come
There
home
you go.
tired, and everybody's gonna come home to responsibilities. So it's, you just whoever's good at what. If he's a better cook, let him cook. If she's if she can pull the transmission out of the car, let her do
Let her
that.
pull the transmission. Girl,
Yeah, go ahead, baby. I like the way you have
do
the
more
choices.
change.
My wife, Canetta, speaking of transmission.
Wait, hold up.
No, she.
Canetta, I need an oil change. Can you?
Hey, I need a tune up.
I'm just thinking back on what Malik is saying. He said something that kind of reminded me of how when we first got married, Canetta, and this make a long story short, she told me basically, just because you're the man in the house don't mean I can't do the stuff that you can do.
And vice versa.
And she made that known that I can empty the trash too. I could change the oil too. I know you can. Why I can't do it?
Right.
So she kind of signified what a helpmate is by letting me know, hey, I'm just as good at what you special in your craft. I'm just as good at that craft too. So I was gonna motor yard one day, and I have a herniated disc. But I put through with pain. She was like, "Babe, just sit down. I'll motor you." I'm like, "It's 98 degrees, so I can do this too. She in that back room, put my boots on. 'Cause I was 12, she's an 8, but she put my boots on. She put a trash bag on because she's in that sweat.
She getting in your pants. Can you wear her pants?
And mow the yard.
All I want to know is, was it cut even?
Huh?
Was it cut even?
Right.
Okay.
Did she edge it up?
Oh
That's
my
why.
goodness, no
Did she
connection.
edge it up?
Go ahead, girl.
That's why he been divorced twice. He don't go out there and kill your ass.
What
You
about
didn't cut it straight.
No.
You didn't lie. You didn't answer.
that is why divorce twice. Yeah.
So what Malik is saying is
He didn't. She didn't cut it to precise.
what Brother Malik is saying is very, very true. I'm glad you mentioned that because that's just how Canetta is. Whatever that person's good at, you let that person do it.
But I'm a piggyback off on you. But I want you answer first. You already did your answer. I want you to go first because I'm the last in this bad boy.
No, Lewis is last. He's always last.
No, let him. If he want to be last, he called that, so I'm gonna let him have it. If that's what he wants.
I'm gonna be last.
I will break you.
Now, do we need to go to a commercial?
We need a counseling session right now.
Okay, my feet just went up.
He be trying to call me.
He said, but most of us men don't want our wife doing those things. I
And
think
that's
that's
me.
what
That's me.
No, I was raised old school.
Right.
You know, there was certain things. I think I shared with y'all before. My dad.
Well, share it with our audience now.
Okay, and I did, but anyway, I do it again. But me myself, I feel like I could keep house better. My wife keep good house, but I could keep house better than my wife. When she don't like me to make the bed with her, because my grandmother showed me how beds should be made.
And I know.
think they learned from the armed forces, learned from her how
Oh,
to make beds. So,
Wow.
And that is right.
yeah.
and that
I
is,
mean, my wife said, "Baby, I gotta work out to pull the sheets."
Put on bed with your belts up.
Hey, my wife, I said, we don't start at the head. We start at the foot, tucking these sheets. I want it straight. I want the corners folded.
So you can smooth it out.
But now, when we got married, there are some things I had to. At first, I was getting frustrated because she'd been single so long before we got married that it was just embedded in her to do. The same thing was embedded in me to do, and we had a weekly argument about certain things. That that's my responsibility. You know, it's at the point now you don't go to the gas station. That's my responsibility.
Don't look at
You
me.
don't have to worry about
Take your ass to the gas station. You got
at a cost though.
Okay, don't get yourself in.
But check this out.
Do you want to be on the show next week? You better watch yourself. Watch
She
it.
went throw something at me.
Look this way.
Yeah, calm me down.
Look this way.
This one right here about to get it.
But when I understand something. When at a cost, me going to the gas station, I'm taking the car to the gas station. That means
You wash
I'm
your
using my
cars
money.
too?
Yeah, yeah. I don't, no. Cause let me tell you something. Can't go to car wash talk. Before I got married,
Nah, this ain't Camp Weekly car wash.
Y'all be checking me out at the car wash.
No. Hey, this ain't Camp Weekly car wash. And we ain't no Martin Luther King either.
And you go, oh man, that was
That's when they be bent over scribbling the tires.
Doc is on the show, y'all.
Hey,
Call in Doc.
We ain't down the street. We ain't down the street from Madison.
Boy, oh boy.
I know.
I need some women to help me out here. Give me some comments or something, because they going
They be
crazy.
bending over when them dating dudes out.
Yeah.
Okay, time out.
We ain't
But
down
no,
the street from Madison.
Time out. Let's get back to the question.
Get back to what, but your responsibility comes when both parties have an understanding with each
Yes.
other. Okay, my house is not like your all's house.
Exactly.
Okay, and so it's all about cause that time, and she'll tell me I'm tired. Okay, it depends on my attitude what's gonna happen. Either I'm gonna get in there and cook,
Or you ain't gonna eat.
or nobody gonna eat. Oh, I just go.
Right.
I just go right back out the door and go to Smoky Joe's barbecue.
Come back more than one link back.
Hey,
No,
yeah.
that's off a grand. That's off a grand.
but it all depends on the understanding, spiritual understanding.
Yes.
Now our Bible is our foundation.
Yes.
That's what people need to
Yes.
understand.
Yes.
If you don't have a foundation,
You ain't gonna
you
get it.
have no structure.
Right.
Because you cannot build on sand. You
Right,
know,
right, 'cause
that's the one of the reasons why I've
Let's
been
have a good
divorced twice.
foundation.
Yeah,
Have a
you
good
gotta have-
Okay, well, who's
And see, the
saying,
big
you
thing
or
is-
them?
See, you know,
See, I just shut it down. Who's saying?
Somebody.
me.
Please.
So they were saying, you were saying,
Professor,
hey,
can you
tell
please
Doc,
gag the bench warmer?
Tell Doc.
Gag him. Put something over his mouth. Hit him upside the head. Just move him off the screen. Take his mic away.
But
you gotta figure out who's
and
saying.
see, understand something. That understanding that the husband and wife have about responsibility, that changes, and you gotta
As you
know
grow.
how. You gotta know how. And I told my wife looked at me funny when I told her this. I said, "Baby, you ain't gonna know me till the day I die. Really know me."
Which is true.
It's true.
You know, I'm not gonna
Never
know
gonna
you.
know
Because
the
everything
whole-
changes
Yes.
every day.
We're always
You know,
evolving.
So she started crying at first because she thought she was going to my funeral.
Oh Lord. Oh my goodness. Valder is here, and she says that's the fun of a relationship, taking on responsibility in a relationship.
And
So-
you gotta
so
take
can
it
I
all
get-
together.
So can I get mine, or you still
No,
gotta give yours?
we right here right now. We're right here right now.
Yeah, because you're gonna take up the whole rest of
No,
the
no,
show.
no. Mine's gonna be very simple and quick.
Well,
No.
this is okay. You might be gonna say what I'm gonna say, so go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Well, I mean, I think it's simple. Like you said, the Bible lays the foundation. And to me, the only commanded responsibility is to love and to respect and to submit. That's to me the only demanded that you have to do.
Love one another.
Love one another,
Yeah.
respect one another, submit to one another as you submit unto the Lord.
There you go.
Those three things
So,
are the foundation of your responsibilities as a husband and wife. Everything else, cleaning the house, cooking, raising the kids, telling the kids what they need to do. Are we going to take a vacation here? Who's handling the finances? All this other stuff. That's a given when you sit down with your spouse and y'all talk about that stuff and say, okay, hey, honey, we're going to go through these bills together and you going to pay this. Or we're going to put all this money in a joint account. You know what I'm saying? There's different things, and every family is different. So you can't say, well, the responsibility of the wife is to sit here and you got to stay home, be barefoot and pregnant, and cooking and cleaning all the
Kitchen and
time.
bedroom, baby. The kitchen and
That
bedroom.
right there is not what's happening.
well,
And then you can't
actually-
sit up here and say that there are other responsibilities that the Lord places directly, like our pastor even preached on it this Sunday, about what the Lord
Was he
expects of
asleep?
men. No, he was wide awake.
Wide awake.
Wide
You don't
awake.
even go there.
Which is surprising.
Yeah,
Because
'cause-
normally we be dozing out.
Because you going to call me at 10 o'clock, 10:15,
Boy.
I'm on the pulpit.
He
I'm like,
was
No,
wide
I
awake
told
because
you, I
Pastor
said
wasn't
somebody
playing.
called me.
It's Pastor Evans.
Pastor Evans is on the series right now talking about Adam, where are you?
Mhm.
And he's on his 7th series. He's about to go on vacation. When he come back, he said, "It's been so good. I got one more for y'all when I come back, number 8."
Mhm.
So this one he was talking about the man's responsibility, and he basically said what Cedric told me when we got married is that if the Lord comes walking to our door, it don't matter what you doing, what the kids doing. He said if the house is chaotic and crazy, he ain't gonna look
gonna
at
come
you.
talk to me.
He ain't gonna look at them kids. He's gonna talk to me because it's my responsibility to make sure that my house is running the way that it's supposed
Talk
to
to
be
who?
running.
He
If
gonna
the
talk
Lord
to the man
came
of the
and he
house.
would talk to Cedric, he would
Oh,
talk
okay.
to the man of the
Mhm.
house. He's the head.
Mhm.
So he's responsible for everything that goes. If you talk about
Every.
responsibility, the man is responsible for everything that happens in the house. Now he
Right,
delegates
right.
and he says, okay, I need the kids to do this, I need my wife to do this, I'm gonna do this, da 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 da. But at the end of the day, the Lord is looking at him.
Every.
For everything.
But at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
in order
Come
for
on.
me to delegate
Mm-hmm. You gotta be
And-
submissive.
very much to the Lord, and the reason why I say that is because the family needs to look at me
Mm-hmm.
looking at God.
Mm-hmm. Amen
And
to
if
that.
they don't see me looking at the Lord, then
It's gonna
they're
be
gonna
chaotic
say,
anyway.
Why he talking to me?
Yeah.
Now,
He
now,
not leading by example.
Yeah.
now
you
let me
know,
let me share something.
I
with
wasn't
you.
finished, bitch woman.
And I wasn't either.
Go ahead, bitch woman.
There goes my
You go
responsibility.
right ahead. You go ahead, baby. You go ahead. Wait. And Cornbread said the best advice is to stay single. Get off this thing, boy.
Let me say something.
It's fun being married. What's wrong with you?
Let me say something though.
Now, there ain't nothing wrong being single.
Ain't nothing wrong with being single, but it's fun to be married.
But the Lord said it wasn't meant for me to be single.
It's something that women do not want to put on the table.
Submission,
What is that?
obedience.
God created woman.
Better not say
The
that
only
word.
reason why God created
That wasn't even
woman,
in my
the
vows.
only reason why God created woman, He said, you need a helpmate, so I'm going to create a woman. The
He
responsibility.
said it's not good for man to
No,
be
no, no,
alone.
no, no,
He
no,
didn't say you
no,
need
no,
a
no,
husband.
No. And
Get the words right.
In Genesis, He
No.
said,
No,
He
get the
said
words
it's not
right.
good for
He
man
said
to be
alone.
It is not
so I'm
good
going-
for man to
to
be
be-
alone.
so
I'm
I'm
going
going
to
to
make a
create-
suitable helper
That's
for him.
why He created woman.
You just messed up the words though.
No,
You
no.
twisting it up.
That's not the only reason he
Wait,
created a woman.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, he created
Make
really.
sure we know that.
Yes.
He really. Not only helped
He
me.
didn't create woman to be on her own, did He?
No, let me finish.
Yes.
And
Please,
that is-
let the pastor
That
preach
is,
from the word,
okay,
please.
it's several reasons why he made a woman for a man. Okay, first, it wasn't good for men to be alone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I remember I was just saying I had some good time when I was single. The Lord said you having too good of a time, so I need to reel you back in.
Yes.
Hey, when you said that, sound like CJ. I had some good time.
You can't focus on your purpose when you out there.
You know what
live.
I'm saying? CJ.
But
CJ.
I need you to calm that down. Bring it down a notch, bitch.
But no,
Bring it down.
CJ was saying that.
Okay, Cedric. Okay. You get too excited.
But and like Professor was saying, there were several reasons, and another reason that man didn't have to go outside for pleasure.
Right.
Y'all have all that.
No, no.
God created
Let
everything
him
to take
finish,
place.
honey.
I wasn't even finished.
You know,
Because you were stating it wrong.
No, I wasn't.
You
The
was
reason why
incorrect.
the reason why
Go ahead.
It's not the only reason,
no,
though.
listen, the reason why, because God said it's not good for man to be alone, so I'm going to create you a helpmate.
That's
He
correct.
he looked at all the other animals. Let me finish. Suitable. He looked at all the other animals, and everybody had somebody. He said, "This man ain't got nobody, so I'm going to create." And I'm going to
that is the opposite sex, right?
Yeah. Not Adam.
I just want to make sure you
Not Adam and Steve.
I want you to make sure you put that in.
Adam and Eve, not
You
Adam
gonna
and
make
Steve.
sure that's in
Yeah.
there.
And this is where woman gets her name from. A womb from a man is a woman. Women,
It's
lady,
one side short of a real.
shoot, mine. Hell, mine ain't been barbecued right.
You got that right.
No, what I'm saying is here. So the responsibility of a lady to her spouse is to be his helpmate. That means this is her responsibility is to help that spouse in the things that he needs to make him, because in Proverbs 31, she made him
Look good in the gates.
look good in the gates. So what I'm saying is her
But
responsibility.
Pastor, can you help us
No,
with this?
but
with
can you
this-
let me
Let him
finish?
finish, and then I help you. Then I help you.
What I'm saying is right here.
You don't have to yell, sir.
Okay. I must break.
Hey, for those that are watching on my Facebook, this is my comedian part. Comedy.
You need to show them his face.
No.
That's the bitch woman. He's serious. He's serious now. Come on now.
No, my response is for her. The responsibility of a woman who has been married is to be her husband's helpmate.
Correct.
Meaning,
Wait a minute.
Wait,
Wait,
no.
Has been married or is married?
Is married.
Okay.
Is married.
Okay. That's why I was listening.
Meaning, however she can utilize her skills to help him be what God created him to be, is her responsibility. And that's why he told a woman, you must respect your spouse, your husband. You know, that's what you must submit to your husband. That's why he told that, because her responsibility is to help that man be what God created him to be. So that's a huge responsibility. And when you choose not to, when you choose, I'm gonna do my own thing, you're not doing what God asked you and required you to do. It's to help your husband be the person that God created him to be.
Oh.
If you do anything other than that, you're not doing your responsibility to God.
And I agree with you part of that, but what's the flip side to that? Because there is a flip side.
No, there's not.
Yes, it is.
What's the flip
Because
side?
if the woman it was made to be a helpmate to us, what are we supposed to be as husband to the wife?
No, we're supposed to be the provider.
Protected.
No,
There you go.
But I'm gonna tell you this right here. though. I'm gonna tell you this right here.
Hold on, let him finish.
All right.
It's his time.
Oh, now you gonna stop me? You gonna stop her? Now you know
stop
me.
No, reason why I because just last week my wife and I was having a conversation about the structure of our home, and part of that conversation, what if one of us go down physically, and that income is
Stops.
no longer coming in, that part of the income, and she didn't say my income, she said her income. Baby, what you gonna do for me?
I'm paralyzed. I can't do jack. Now what?
Okay, put that mic on me.
Ooh, Jesus help us.
Because you gotta look at the what if scenario.
Yeah, but if you become paralyzed, then can't you do anything?
Because I'm steady hearing it, it's just not coming to click in with me. We hear what the woman is to the man, but we're not hearing so much what the man is to the woman, and then what both of them are to the household.
Yes.
But
Breaking news.
I
Corporate
said-
Well, we
said,
can't hear no more but
he said God said stay single during the entire
I'm
football
saying that right
season.
there. Yeah. That's a good breakthrough.
Okay,
But here's the deal though. Here's the deal though. If her responsibility is to be the helpmate, okay, and people want to put caveat on in the thing. God never told a man to love his wife if. God said love your spouse. He didn't say if.
Okay,
And let me finish.
Wait.
There's no-
Why do you love security?
Because she's security. She's
Why?
she locked me down.
No, really, no. Start off really. I'm serious.
No, because
that right there. Wait a minute.
No, I'm
No.
asking a question.
I heard what I want to hear. You said
Heard
because. Yeah, no. I just want to hear one word. You started off with the wrong word. Yeah, you did. You said because.
She's security.
No. Yeah, no, not security. No. It wasn't security. I ain't hear. You started off
First
with
of all,
the call. No, you.
Her name is Shelly.
Well,
So now ask me why I love Shelly.
Okay, wait a minute. Why you love Shelly?
That's my lifeline. Now say something.
No.
Then I say something.
That's still shallow. Why you really love her?
Because
And
God.
that's it because
Why you love your wife?
in spite of
In spite of what?
all of her wrongness, in spite of all of her shortcomings.
Hold on.
In spite of-
Why you not love Connect?
You let me finish.
Let him finish.
Okay. You got all in spite of stuff.
Yeah, that is. Because, you want to show you something? In spite of all of our wrongness, Jesus still loved us. While we were yet sinners, what did he do?
He died on the cross. Yeah.
That was love, Di. And see, let me shut. No.
That's
Wait
a
minute.
song.
Yeah, wait a minute.
Oh, I
wait a
got
minute,
you on
wait a
that
minute,
right
wait
there.
a
No, I
minute,
got you on that right there.
Okay,
We're on the same
let me
page.
pause so I can finish. Okay, and I'm gonna really show you the God's love.
You can't hear me.
And let me show you.
You have like that. You can't
Wait
hear
a
me.
minute,
Now you hear me.
wait a minute. And so God's love is an unconditional love. See, a lot of times we love not for the right reason.
I agree.
So, and I didn't say that to embarrass anybody.
I'm embarrassed.
But you always embarrassed. You're an embarrassment.
Lord.
I'm embarrassed.
Have mercy.
For those that don't understand, this is my kid folk over there. But the thing about it, if people would not just love their spouse in spite of, but love people in spite of,
Yeah.
then the world would be much better.
Now I'm gonna piggyback off of that. Okay.
Mhm.
Now when I ask the responsibility, everybody said everybody had a caveat for why a spouse should or a wife should do things for the husband. The Bible doesn't say if. The Bible calls a man to love his spouse, love his wife, like Christ loved the church. It didn't say
That
if.
was unconditional.
Hold on. It didn't say if she does A, B, and C. But I'm gonna flip the whole script. The Bible doesn't say wives respect your husband if. Wives submit to your husband if. The Bible doesn't give if. But we tend to give spouses or wives if. No,
Why is
it's
that?
no. That's wrong. Wherever it is, why the reason is wrong. If we're supposed to love our wives as Christ loved the church, regardless of if she hates me, I'm still supposed to love my wife. If she
can't stand
Did
you.
you see my post?
if she don't do jack for me the rest of my life, I'm still supposed to love my wife.
I follow you. I just don't.
So
agree
why
with
is it that wives can't do the same thing regardless of if? If is what kills a relationship. If he don't do A, B, and C, boom, I ain't doing this. If he don't do this, I'm not gonna do A, B, and C. If he don't do, but husbands, we gotta protect, we gotta serve, we gotta provide. Ain't no ifs to that. I'm saying, why is it that we don't? No. There's no if. I'm saying, why is it that we got an if and they don't have an if?
Everybody got an if.
No. The Bible,
Okay.
no, the
breaking
Bible don't
news.
give you an if.
Everyone have a choice.
No, the Bible does not give you an
Okay.
if.
B says a woman or wife can make or break a man
Sure can.
because she can build you up
Y'all
and
tell
she
you.
can tear you
How many
down.
y'all come in?
When you love her the way God requires you to, I think it looked got cut off. Hey,
Yeah.
Erica.
Yeah.
Are you just going on and on and on?
Baby,
I mean,
you ain't got an if, okay?
I love you. I don't.
Okay, so.
Does anyone else have anything else?
Hey,
I'm trying to have a
Hell, I-
gentle.
I have a
Hell, I gotta go sleep.
Quiet
I have a little.
I gotta go to sleep tonight.
I have a
You ain't
I'm
little.
trying
gotta
to be gentle and quiet.
I have a little comedy part to insert in here though.
Okay, well, I have a question for you as a pastor.
Uh-oh.
Because the question well, not the question, but the statement that I keep emphasizing is that God said in his word that he didn't want the man to be alone and that he was creating a suitable helper. And I keep emphasizing suitable because to me, you can have a helper. Anybody can be a helper. But suitable means that you are fit for that man. Am I or am I not correct?
You're correct.
You can't leave out suitable when you're talking about what the woman was created for. And like you said, that's not all that she was created for, but am I correct in that you
Yeah.
cannot leave out the suitable part?
I remember when I was single and I had a
About 10 years ago.
No, I'm going on 7. But I had a 3-bedroom house and I was the only one living there. Okay? And working crazy like I was working. I hired me a housekeeper. Okay?
Was
We
she
went
suitable?
No. Because
She was just a helper.
yeah, she just had to keep my house clean. And
You can have
sometimes
helpers.
you know, and it wasn't a help. So, that's not what I got. But anyway, what I'm going with this is, what makes a man and a woman suitable to each other is God.
Amen. Amen.
Because when the Bible says when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing, right?
Right,
But wait a
exactly.
minute. Hush, I'm talking, man.
You need to be listening.
So
You're
what
not
do that
suitable,
mean?
I'm
What do
just
that
breaking.
what do that actually
Ooh,
mean?
Tyrone said you are sending away all the female watchers and listeners, and you are because our numbers went down. We had 12 people on here, now it's 5.
Well, let me
I
finish.
just break all of them.
Hopefully they'll come back while
Come
I'm
on,
talking.
ladies, stay with me. Stay with me. We gonna get it right. He gonna get straight because I don't play that.
So what helps a man find a good thing? He don't look out of his physical eyes. See,
Got to be
we often
spiritual.
talk about the woman, be still, God prepare your man. Well, while God is preparing that man, God's also preparing that man
Woman for that
woman.
man.
You see what I'm saying?
Like coming to America.
Just because I'm black doesn't mean God
Time out on your mouth. Somebody please gag the bench warmer. Please. Professor, you the closest.
Just because I'm black, does that mean I have to have a black wife?
So you white woman?
Wait, no, let him finish.
Because God might give me another race of woman. I do have a black wife. Okay. but
Put that in your mouth. Put that, tie it around your mouth and just be quiet.
So you get your
Bench warmer.
So, in order, we're going back to
you know he might come home.
Cover your mouth. Lord.
and I'm not ready to. I just like my food.
You know Michael went there. You know he went there, right?
Anyway.
But the answer did I
At the
answer
family
your
reunion.
question? Because what makes us suitable is God.
Is
That's-
God, exactly.
and you got to keep God there.
Right.
Don't just do it until you get married, until you get married from honeymoon, until you get married. God have to stay in the center. Christ have to
Yes.
stay in the center.
He's the glue.
So, yeah, that's
He's the glue.
Yeah.
I mean, if
And
you
when
don't have
get-
him, you can go any which way, whatever.
I
Okay, so I'm gonna wrap it up because
Oh, you want
does
the last
anybody
word?
else have anything else?
I was gonna
to
give.
say?
You good?
I'm
Wish
good.
you
So
got something
you got
else?
last. You got the last
Sure.
word.
Yeah, I'm positive.
I'm
I'm
good.
Okay, so you
Because
said
normally you do
so
have
I wanted
that.
to read because, like I said, I wanted to emphasize what the Lord said about suitable helper.
I want to see this white woman.
Okay? So when God made, I'm reading this from Christian Today. When God made woman to partner, and that's the other question that we had, is this a partnership or is it a dictatorship? It's a partnership. So
Now,
when
with him, he's Jim Jones.
he trying to do, but that don't work with me because I'm darn T.O. and Dez mixed together in this house. So when God made woman to partner with
That's
man,
why
he
you
had
got
a
a job.
wonderful idea in mind.
You ain't
An
getting all
idea
things.
so simple. Can I finish what I'm saying?
Diz ain't got a job. Go ahead.
An idea so simple that many have faced troubles adding so much to it. Simply put, God meant woman to be a helper suitable for man. I'm sad that Genesis 2:18 has been applied wrongly among many circles, probably because of the culture, personal preference, and comforts, or perhaps just a wrong understanding of what that verse meant to convey. Here are some common mistakes in relation to God's creation of women,
What are you looking at me?
because you are the main one. Women or wives in particular are only helpers or assistants to men. Wrong. Many Christian men treat their wives as if the latter were born only for the purpose of supporting them and cleaning up after them. I can simply say that women aren't meant to be cleaners after their husbands. They're meant to be their husband's co-laborer in Christ, and that is in the Bible. Correct?
Correct.
Co-laborer. Men are meant for leadership and women aren't.
No, I got to read
Wrong.
Well,
Hold on. Women are meant, the idea that women are meant only for supporting roles inside and outside of ministry life. The Bible gives us strong examples of women who did great things, such as Deborah and Priscilla. God gave them the ability to do great things either ahead of men, Deborah led Barak, or beside them, Priscilla served God aside Aquila, her husband. I'm not saying that women should be pastors. That's not what it's saying. But you can't just make a woman just sit back and do nothing when she has skills. Like you said earlier, there are skills that women have to help you
Yeah.
to fit your purpose. So you
I
can't
agree.
just sit there and say that. Go ahead.
Okay, with that being said,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
I'm just
Let me-
pointing out some of
okay,
the discrepancies
let
with
me-
what
let
people are
me-
saying is a woman's responsibility.
Well, let me share this with you. My wife is my personal confidant.
Mm-hmm.
So what I mean by that, when I need to make a decision, I will talk to her about it,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll make a decision
Together, right.
Now, there
You
have
got
been
the final
times-
decision.
Wait, let me finish. There have been times when I was very strongly about a certain thing that my wife didn't feel comfortable with it, right? But I didn't wait till I got there. I showed her before I got there that I would make some good decisions. All right.
Mhm.
So she will allow me to do that, and I'm sure Professor can concur with that. You know, sometimes we do make decisions that our wife may not okay,
Agree
but
with
they
it,
will
yeah.
go with us on this. You see what I'm saying? And then,
man.
but wait, let me show you what makes us really great as husbands. When we make a decision and it don't go right, we can come back humble and say, baby,
I messed up.
that didn't work. I ain't gonna use that word I messed up. It just didn't work.
Wait, why you say professor? I make her do what I tell her to do.
Boy,
That one word right there.
boy, he don't make me do nothing. You can't make me do nothing.
My feet just went up. Okay, if y'all call
Let me finish what I was talking about,
if you
because
call
we'll
me
get hurt up in here.
after 11 o'clock, get me. My wife ain't gonna like that.
Anyway,
I make her be happy.
what's the right idea? When God made woman for man, his idea was to create a suitable helper for him. He wanted the man to have someone he could enjoy being with as he pursues God in his life. And yes, God wanted man to pursue him with his wife, both of them pursuing God as they live together and love each other. They may not be perfect people, but they're perfect for each other. They may have flaws, but their union is made perfect by a flawless God who joined them together. They may not have all they ever wanted, but God designed them so that they could give to each other what they need. All these as they pursue Christ. That's what God wanted.
See, so I make her do what
You
she's
know,
supposed to do.
when I think of the word suitable, I think about the fact that Eve was not created above Adam.
Right.
She wasn't created below Adam,
Right.
but she was
Right.
complementary to
By
him.
his
There you
side.
go.
So
Exactly.
when you think about the word suitable, to me
Right.
it means an ideal partner
Yes.
that's appropriate just for you.
Just for you.
That's just how I
Crafted
look
just
at
for you.
And for that to happen, the man have to look through God's eyes. So he gonna
Yes.
show
Yes.
that that woman. Let me look here. Sometimes we can put on blinders because we have been devastated in our past that we don't want to see certain things anymore. We don't want to go down. So I'm telling you, before this marriage here that I have, I made up in my mind I was gonna be the best bachelor pastor in Texas. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't gonna get married. I wasn't looking for it. But God said, wait a minute, you planned it, but I can alternate. You know, and I'm glad I was obedient to the fact that it was a blessing, truly a blessing. Okay, so to go back, you know, that like Professor was saying, that woman is very compatible too. You know, y'all know my ministry. I'm very, very busy, very, you know, out there with it. Just like Sunday, we had a busy day, and my wife was with me, and I had something from my senior pastor that he didn't want me out of his sight. That I didn't need to be out of his sight from him. I said, baby, you need to stay with me. I move,
Hang out with me, yeah.
I don't need, in other words, my responsibility, I had a dual role.
You had to be
I
responsible.
had to be responsible to my senior pastor
and your wife.
and I had to be responsible to my wife. In other words, baby, you can't just be roaming around because I don't know this city totally, so I don't know who's out there. So you need to stay closer with me. And guess what? She did. But now keep in mind, when we are in other type of city that I'm not so mobile, don't have to be mobile, she'll say, okay, are you ready?
Now you can be responsible to her.
Then you totally. And then I take in consideration, okay, my
She
wife
tired and
is
she
ready
ready to
go.
go.
Right,
Yep,
right,
yep,
right,
yep.
right,
See,
you know.
it's the same thing with my wife. I make her do, I tell her.
Okay, hey, remember, this is the comedy. Okay.
Y'all don't see me. You see me sweating?
Yeah, so.
Because
see?
I know he got to
Can
go to
you do
sleep
me a
tonight.
favor? Can you do me a
And
favor?
I'm here with him when he goes to sleep.
Hey, I'm gonna leave my phone here, okay? I'm gonna go home and get on my tablet and look at. I want to see the beat there.
It's gonna be on and popping. It's gonna be Creed 3.
All right. So we kind of dove. We went far on that subject.
No, we actually went right in the amount of time we were supposed to, because y'all went 30 minutes into my segment.
All right. Well, we got.
Right.
All right, we got 30 minutes
He's
left,
right.
so let's keep it moving, okay?
You don't want to take a break?
Now we're gonna keep it moving.
Keep on moving.
There you go.
I want to take a break.
A couple of things happening. You don't get to say.
Oh my goodness.
A couple of things is going on. So you know the Cowboy season's coming up.
Yeah, I think the first game is
Thursday.
first preseason game
First
is a week
is
a
it?
week
Yeah,
from
week.
this upcoming Thursday.
Yeah.
Against the
Right,
49ers.
that's right.
The 49ers, yeah. So what we're gonna do is
I have a neighbor who he's strong 49. He
Oh,
got
really?
a flag out. You need to give me a flag. I need a cowboy
Cowboy
flag.
flag.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to fly
Flag is
now.
fine, So a couple.
I got a cowboy reef.
Okay. A couple of things we're gonna do. So we got a fantasy football league that's coming up. Kevin wants you to be a part of that.
Part of
Our fantasy football league.
the one I made.
Yeah, you got one. Kevin's got one. He wants to do one too.
So when you said Kevin want me a part of what I create or what?
What he's gonna create.
So he want me to be a part of that?
Yeah,
Okay.
you too.
Okay.
I know you don't do fantasy football.
No.
Okay. Shelly, you in, right?
I'm in.
All right, I'm in. So
You don't
Is that a sinful act? This will be my first fantasy football. That fantasy.
It's
Okay.
just fun. It's
Is
all
it-
in fun.
No,
You know what?
it's nothing.
No, I'm just when I hear the word fantasy.
it's
Yeah.
your fantasy. You pick your players.
You hear fantasy, you think about Las Vegas.
I know. It's not fantasy. It's not fantasy white league either.
It's not. Hey, I don't mean to play the play ball.
Playing dog, and I'm not fantasy island. They're playing. Although they actually remaking that into a movie.
Oh really?
Yeah, they're remaking Fantasy Island into a movie.
Oh okay.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So we also have a picks. Yeah, we also have, so we're doing our weekly picks. Okay, so that'll be up probably by the end of this week. I'm going to send everybody email. So you're part of the picks, weekly picks, right?
Yes, sir.
You
Now the first NFL regular season game is on as Dante's
September 5th,
September 6th.
September 6th. Yeah,
Dante,
that Thursday.
white
White
party.
party. Yes,
Right.
we'll be there.
You going?
No,
What day is the
Okay.
6th on?
That's
It's
a Thursday.
Thursday
Thursday night
So if we're gonna do any picks,
at
it's
Park.
gonna have to be on August 28th.
We'll do the. Well, you can do it all the way up until that Wednesday. Because the way the system is set up, you can do it.
Oh, that's right. You got it. Okay, I'm thinking just a show. Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
We'll do the show that Tuesday.
Okay.
So we'll do our picks on that show that Tuesday. So and this year I'm giving away $50.
Okay.
All right. So that means I'm winning.
So people can go online. So hold on. So people can go
And
on
$50
your
a week?
website.
They can go on my website and pick their
And
game.
what's the website?
411sportsnews.com.
Say it again.
It's 411sportsnews.com. You can go on my website and you can pick your games.
No. So when they go on the website, what's the first thing they need to do to get to that point?
They need to register.
So they need to set up an account.
Well, no, I'm gonna send them an email. I'll send an email, and then you click on that email, and then you gonna register, and then you have your account.
Security,
Okay.
can you register for me?
No,
Only if my husband
No.
gives me permission.
No, get your helpmate to do it.
I bring the AP to the wing.
Yeah, right.
I will.
no. I told her no.
He don't run nothing.
You said that's his helpmate.
So you register to do your picks, and this year I'm giving away $50.
Have you set it up yet?
Yeah, it's set up. I'm sending out the emails tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow. Okay.
Is that a week?
Yeah, a week.
$50 a week.
No,
At the end of the season.
they don't have me cussing you.
At the end of the regular
That's
season.
$800.
No, ain't no $50 a week. It's $50 in the
I'm
season.
trying to make some money.
In total.
In
$50 in total. It is a gift card
Okay.
at the end for
It'll be-
whoever wins.
It'd be $50 a week, but it takes away from her Christmas bond.
$50 one time at the end of the season.
Thank you.
Okay, there you go.
Regular season.
There you go.
Because he ain't
Regular
crazy.
season.
Now, having said that,
Not the playoffs.
do we have predictions? Cowboy
Or-
predictions?
I do.
For a season record.
Yes, season record. Let's start with
Oh,
Shelly.
It's
Let's
too early for that.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it's too early. I think
We
see
have
some
to wait
preseason games
until-
first.
preseason.
At least at least after the third preseason
Yes,
game. It's
yes.
so much
Predictions,
could
yeah, yeah.
change
Yes.
from now
I
up
need to
until
see
the third
preseason. I need
game.
to see injury reports. I need to see all that stuff.
The
before I
roster's
can
gonna
make a
change,
decision.
What you know about injury report?
I need to see all of
Okay,
that.
she's your wife.
I'm your counterpart.
She not calling.
I'm a
coming in injury
suitable
to you.
I
helper.
taught her. Yeah, she might call it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's
There was some people
it's
making.
too early.
There was some people making picks.
They was
picks
making,
all
before.
before
draft.
before the draft they was
I
making
can't
picks.
do that. I got to see
Yeah,
all the
That's
stuff. I
Ross
got to push
first.
my papers down here and look.
All right, so quick news. Des Bryant does not have a team. Why is that?
So maybe he at home.
You got a mouth.
No, and I'm thinking that's what it is. I think because of what he said against
Tyrone said he's in.
All right,
For the picks.
cool.
For the picks.
All right, well, just find another loser. I mean, anyway.
Oh, Cedric.
No, so Des Bryant,
Terrible.
the Cleveland Browns were talking to his agents, and then they decided not to bring him to camp, not to even bring him to a workout. Do you think that's because of what he said
About what?
about Sean Lee and
Of course.
because of his
He
mouth?
called him Snake Lee. I was like, dude,
Yeah.
are you serious?
Yeah, because of his mouth.
Really?
Yeah.
Come on
But
now.
I agree with him, but I would have
But
said
you
it.
don't say that. You don't say
You
it.
don't
Even
say-
if
if you
you
want a
feel
job-
it. I'm like, I know your mama raised you better than that.
As a
Did
coach,
you,
Well, no, he tried to put his mama in jail, so maybe not.
as a coach
I'm
and a
like,
GM,
come on
you
now,
have
buddy,
to
come
you have to
on.
consider that. Do I want that to be a part of my team?
Right.
And
Yeah,
that's
I
what's
get that.
happening.
And that's why Pittsburgh.
And I'm telling you,
because
he's going down the same road as T.O.
he's alienating himself.
He's alienating himself, and ain't
Well,
nobody gonna want to pick
well,
him up because
well,
that mouth.
But let the truth be told, when my brother was playing NFL for a little bit, he shared
I
this
said
with
that is
me.
taboo to
I-
talk in this house.
No.
You don't know
Micah shot
what-
himself in the foot, though.
Yeah, but,
I don't want to
but the
hear that name in my
NFL
house.
kinda. I just said my brother. I have 8 brothers.
He got about 12 brothers.
Oh,
I said
okay.
8.
Once you get over a certain number.
He just man got I could have got whooped.
No.
Y'all need to understand.
No. Truth be told, I took my
Okay,
bill off the bill of both of them.
Tyrone said Dez is signing with the same Canadian team that Manziel is playing.
The Alouettes.
If he don't stop, that's what's gonna happen.
Although Manziel is be playing with Alouettes now. Anyway, truth be told, I would take my bill off to beat both of your brothers up.
Okay, anyway.
Okay.
Like I was saying, the league, they really like, some of them pick these kind of guys.
Mm,
So it's their own fault.
yeah,
It's
The
their
league's
own-
fault?
yeah.
Yeah, because some of them, they want these kind of guys that
It
Well,
brings,
to
can be
brings the
radical. They
drama.
can be radical. They
To a
can-
certain extent, but
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but you don't.
but if you don't know how they can tame them,
You can't take.
You can't tame them.
So
That's
you
what it
get what
is.
you bring in.
Right?
If Jimmy Johnson could tame Charles Haley,
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but I'm sorry, they was winning Super Bowls.
Yeah.
That's a different story. When
Yeah.
you can't be Cleveland trying to tame nobody.
Well,
That ain't happening.
well, let me put
Cleveland
it
was
like this.
0-16.
Hey, let me put it like this. It would not hurt Cleveland. Matter of fact, I think the folks would just come to the game just to see how Dez was gonna do.
Just see him
That
act,
would build up.
just to
their
see him act
fan
like
base.
Odell Beckham on the sideline, right?
It should. Dez couldn't have Cleveland no more than what they are now.
Now he might as well go get LeBron. Let LeBron play for Cleveland. Oh wait, he went to LA. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He went to the
You
Rams.
still fly back.
Yeah. Did they commute?
Yeah.
Now I think Dez Bryant is shooting his own self in the foot. With his comments and everything like that. I think he's shooting his own self in the foot.
and the problem with that is, to me, and I may be wrong, y'all can correct me if you want to, but to me,
Correct him.
talent wise, Dez is still Dez. Dez is still beastly,
Mm-hmm.
but
Is he?
he's still beastly.
Is
I mean,
he?
listen, he's never been that. He wasn't no speed burner coming out of college, So I mean, he just got enough separation, and he's athletic and
But he don't
can
get
jump
these-
high enough that he could out jump the defenders for any
Yeah, but he don't
any
get-
closely contested ball.
He don't get separation anymore though. Now that's the
He
there's
does
the,
on,
there's the
on
issue.
deep routes. He needs to get separation.
He got 3 routes. On all those 3 routes, he still ain't getting separation.
But that didn't matter when Romo was his quarterback. And I'm not throwing that under the bus.
And you're right because Romo was his quarterback. Do I need a certain? I mean, can Brett Favre get him the ball, or a John Elway, or a Tom Brady? Can those other quarterbacks get him the ball? New England just brought in Eric Decker. Why are you bringing Eric Decker and not Dez Bryant? Who's a better receiver?
This is just like she said, that mouth.
And
You don't want to deal with it.
yeah.
All I'm saying is talent wise,
Yeah.
I think he's still beastly. I saw flashes of him last year. The catch he made against Philly, the catch he made against the Giants.
Yeah,
he
got
can still do that.
But then on the flip side, he got dropped balls that caused interceptions.
Yeah. All that caused the game.
People brought
All
up
that
drop
caused
balls.
the game.
Yeah, it caused the game. Yeah.
People brought up drop balls. Julio Jones was also named one of the
Yeah.
top wide receivers in the league.
Sure was.
Yeah.
They tied
Yeah.
for the league lead in drop balls.
Sure is.
Yeah, but the difference is drop balls cause interceptions is drop balls, period. Dez drop balls cause interceptions. I mean,
So
sure, he
you
had
saying
one ball.
Dez-
He had one ball against. I think it was Seattle. Was it Seattle? Well, he had one ball against Seattle where he caught the ball, tried to turn into a move and fumble in it, and it was done.
It was
Then he had
done.
another ball against was against Denver, where it went right through his hands. And it was intercepted. So there's a difference. Julio Jones, I mean, that's like Julio Jones and T.O. T.O. drop balls and it's just drop ball. It's not a drop ball that's an interception. That turns the game.
And Terrell Owens last year at the Cowboys, he led the NFL in drop.
I know he had like 11,
At 12.
did 12, yeah.
Needed some stick 'em.
But they were not drop balls that caused interception.
And he
They
still
didn't
caught
call-
81 balls for like 1,300 yards.
He did, but they were just drop balls.
Back in the day, they called those butterfingers.
Yeah.
But, I mean, but hey, when you
He
want to
need that Lester Hayes stuff going on. I mean, but if you're an NFL owner, do you bring Dez onto your team with that baggage, with what he's putting out there? Do you bring him on your team?
I could see if I was a coach, I could, because my mentality is I know how to deal with it.
Can you control it?
Yeah.
So you say you can control
I
it.
can control it to the fact. Okay, the rest of the team, y'all leave them. Don't worry about it. You gotta give a deaf ear to it. Now, if y'all gonna whoop them, take them behind the stadium. Let me go eat something, and then make sure you don't injure him when he can't play. But now, then, if you want to get tired of getting whooped, you need to shut your mouth.
I mean,
I got you. If you let me get you, but you gotta shut up.
That's easy to say
You know,
until he's in the huddle.
Tyrone says, as a professional athlete, you still have to sell yourself. Dez must not like money. It's still a business, and you have to be able to sell yourself.
Exactly.
Sometimes in that business, it's best to not say anything at all if you can't say anything positive.
Right.
Exactly.
And he should just left it
You need to
alone.
keep his mouth shut until.
But see, I can't see him playing. Being a player, we had a player one time that would be talking in the huddle, and the quarterback tried to get him to understand, hey man, I'm the one that be talking. But
Right.
he couldn't do it. So the coach had to come over. Offensive coordinator came over in practice and said, you shut up in the huddle. Nobody talk. He didn't call him out. He just talked to the whole offense. In that huddle, this is my coach. Well, the following week came on. Okay? Same thing again. He said, everybody go in the locker room. You come here. He made him run till he couldn't see no more.
Wow.
You see, so there is a break. You just got to find that player's breaking point.
But now here's the deal. I mean, this is actually revisionist history because we had to deal with this with T.O. and Tony Romo. Tony Romo just got on the scene, and T.O. was steady talking. I need. The moment T.O. left, Tony Romo's career, his stats was a lot better. It's
You know why?
Because
No. You really know why?
he don't have to listen to T.O.
No, because T.O. made him nervous.
No. T was one like, give me the ball. So Tony Romo's mindset is thinking, okay, this the veteran here. I got to go look for him. Same thing with Dez. When Dak came on, Dez was like, give me the ball. And so now I got to go find out where Dez is. And now I don't have to do that anymore. This is my team.
Yeah.
And so because this is
That's
my
right.
team, I can do what I need to do with my team. I
But
think
see,
that's gonna make Dak Prescott a better quarterback.
That's a selfish player.
Who? Dak
When
or
you-
Tony
when
or
anybody
Diggs?
behind that, give me the ball. Because guess number one, if you number one, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is that defense gonna do?
They're gonna focus on you.
They're gonna focus. Okay, let them focus. Okay. Oh, this
But
what we
you
gonna-
can't get
no,
open.
This is what we gonna talk about here. Okay, Jared. You know that defense is focusing on me. Week in and week out. They double down on me. Sometimes they'll triple on me. And as long as I can get the game won, I want some more money.
I'm a counter that, and Professor, you back me up. Baseball, you can back me up on this too.
He can't bet nobody. Go ahead.
You can't.
I'm the bench runner for a reason.
That's what I said.
but listen, Michael Irvin was just as selfish. Michael Irvin was just as he was in Troy Aikman's head too. Give me the ball. I don't care who's on.
Yeah.
I don't care how many people on me. I'm open. Throw me the ball. What's the difference?
Okay,
You know,
I'm sure it's different.
I'm gonna tell you
Super
different.
Bowl.
Oh, I got this one here. I got
Super Bowl.
this one. I got this one.
Somebody else answer.
Okay. Good.
What's the difference?
Now, the difference is this right here. Troy Aikman came in '89. Michael Irvin came in '88. They were both pretty much brand new players. So, and they learned the offense together. Okay, so when you're learning the offense together, yeah, I understand this is who this guy is, but Michael Irvin knew Troy Aikman ran this offense. And in '89, and matter of fact, in '89, shoot, the Cowboys went 1-15
Correct.
in '89. So wasn't nobody running jack. And Michael Irvin was hurt that year. He got hurt in '88, and in '89 he was kind of coming off of an injury, so he was still hurt. So in 1990, that's when you bring in Emmitt Smith. The whole offense, and that's when you bring, and then also you bring in North Turner. So you got a almost a four-headed monster that came to develop itself all at the same time. The difference is Dez Bryant was here well before Dak Prescott. T.O. was here well before Tony Romo was here. So they were the quote-unquote nucleus of that offense. You know, and so now you bring in a new quarterback, which is Tony Romo, who's green behind the ears, trying to get something going on. You bring a new quarterback, which is Dak Prescott, who's green behind the ears, trying to get something going on. And you got this old head receiver saying, gimme. And guess what? The coaches who's kept this receiver on the roster said, okay, well, that's our star. Shoot. They actually, the Cowboys actually got rid of their true star, which is Herschel Walker. Because the players and the coaches said, our true star is Herschel Walker. We're going to trade him for a whole bunch of draft choices. So Michael Irvin wasn't actually the true star when Troy Aikman got there. He was just trying to get himself started. There's your difference.
You know why? He wasn't true because the Cowboys was a running team.
That sounded pretty good, didn't it?
But when it all boils down to it, now y'all back me up on it. It's about performance.
Yeah,
It's about results.
yeah, because
Okay, what makes the difference is between T.O., Dez, and Michael Irvin. Michael Irvin had Super Bowl ring with the Cowboys.
but that's after. But what he's talking about, is way before they got Super Bowl rings. Because once they got, and even after they got Super Bowl rings, shoot, Michael Irvin understood the whole offensive game plan. Matter of fact, he said this against when they played against San Francisco. He said this. He said, "You know what? I normally go on this side because that's what Troy Aikman is throwing it to. Because he understood the offensive game plan. I'm gonna throw. Troy Aikman is going to throw it to a spot. So Michael Irvin trying to get to the spot that Troy Aikman was trying to throw it to. This particular time, this was when he threw it to Alvin Harper. Alvin Harper ran down the field for a touchdown. Michael Irvin said, "That's my ball." Because Michael Irvin understood the offense, understood, if I want to get it thrown to, I have to go to a spot. It's not about me. It's about me getting to a spot.
Yeah, it was
And
well chronicled that he would go and switch places with Harper so he can get the ball.
Right. So Michael Irvin understood that. Dez Bryant said, just throw it to me, period. Regardless of I'm open or not, throw it to me. And Dak Prescott's not, no, I'm not throwing it to a person that's not open. Shoot, with T.O., I'm not throwing it to you when that's all you want. When I got 800 other people that are open. professor just put a post out there, or continue to tell us that when Dez is not in the game, Dak Prescott's numbers are so much higher. You know, Dak Prescott, because he's hitting receivers. When Dak Prescott's throwing to 8 and 9 receivers, his numbers are that much higher because he's not looking at just one person.
Right.
He's spreading the ball around. Dez said, "No, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me." Same
Okay.
thing. Go ahead.
So Tyrone says the Pittsburgh Steelers would be perfect for Dez. Coach Tomlin, Big Ben, and Antonio Brown would check his butt if he gets out of line.
No, but they don't. But here's the deal with Pittsburgh, though. They don't have to do that. Why do I have to do that? Heck, I'm a Super Bowl team without Dez.
Yeah.
I got the greatest receiver, you know, in this game right now, Antonio Brown. Dez ain't getting no balls. Cause Antonio, and I got Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah, because Antonio was getting like 140 targets a year.
Exactly.
Dez wouldn't be happy.
And Le'Veon Bell is getting like 80 and 90 balls a year. In the passing game, Dez wouldn't be happy. He wouldn't be that. It would make no sense. That's why he's not. That's why Pittsburgh they're not going there.
He would really have to humble himself to go to Pittsburgh.
Exactly. And, you know,
Which he's gonna have to do that anyway, no matter.
He's
where
gonna
he
do
goes.
it. Yeah, he's gonna have to humble
even
himself.
going to
period.
Cleveland, he would have to humble himself because you got Jarvis Landry.
Yeah, but that's what I'm
And
saying.
Josh
He needs to humble
Yeah,
himself
yeah.
across the board.
Yeah, and Josh Gordon. Yeah, you
Josh
got.
Gordon,
yeah, you got too many over there. What do you got over there?
What you was alluding to in Dak Prescott's career, which Dak Prescott is 22-10 in his career wins and losses. His win and loss record when he throws to 7 or fewer receivers in his career is 8-8. In his career, when he throws to 8 or more receivers, he is 14-2. Passing yards per game. When he throws to 7 receivers or fewer, he averages 194 yards per game passing. When he throws to 8 or more receivers, it jumps up to 242.5 yards per game passing.
Wow.
When he throws to 7 receivers or fewer in his career, he has thrown 21 touchdowns and 13 interceptions. When he has thrown to 8 receivers or more, 24 TD passes, 4 picks. When he has thrown to 7 or fewer receivers, his career passer rating is 86. 8 or more receivers, 104.5 career passer rating.
That means
Then when you get to Dez Bryant, that without Dez in his career, meaning either Dez did not play in that game or he was not incorporated in the offense. In his career, Dak is 3-0 with a completion percentage of 71%, 6 touchdowns, 1 interception, with a passer rating of 116 without Dez Bryant. So it's a wonder, even though we didn't like it, there could be backdoor contributing fact that's why Dez is now on this team. And I keep saying this, even though I don't think Dak will ever admit it, I think Dak Prescott was a part of the reason why Dez Bryant is not with the Dallas Cowboys.
and you know
Well,
what?
he calls them Jason's boys. What do you call them? Garrett's boys.
Garrett's boys.
Garrett's
And
boys.
you know what? You know, back in the 70s, and you can attest to this, back in the 70s and the 60s and everything, you drafted a quarterback and you built your offense around that quarterback. When Roger Staubach came in, Tom Landry had to build his offense around the quarterback. Shoot, the greatest example is Joe Montana. When Joe Montana came in from Notre Dame, they built that offense around Joe Montana.
West Coast.
The West Coast offense. That was Joe Montana. Nowadays, you're drafting a quarterback and saying you need to fit into this system. No. That's why when people say a Dak Prescott friendly offense or Tony Romo friendly offense, all they're doing is going back to the 70s and building an offense around the quarterback that they drafted because this is going to be our guy. You know, this is it. And Dak Prescott man came in and said, hey, you know what? I can't deal with Dez because Dez is in my ear all the dang time. And I don't have time to be dealing with Dez in my ear, so I can't deal with him no more. You know, he's cool and everything, but I just can't do it. I need people that's going to run a route. I need people that's going to be open. And I hate throwing interceptions. So if I throw you the ball and you don't catch it and somebody else catches it, it's on me. It's not on you. It's on me, so I don't need that.
And I keep saying, I believe Des Bryant's career numbers were predicated off of the performance of Tony Romo.
He's on Dez, yeah.
Right, in
Yeah.
terms of Des Bryant, why he was a
Because Tony Romo
individual
was a gunslinger.
who
He gonna throw it
had
up there.
Des Bryant had double-digit touchdown catches
right.
3 straight years. They were all at the helm of Tony Romo being the quarterback. So I mean, it is what it is. When Dak Prescott came in the picture, when Romo went down, I mean, that chemistry was, you saw it.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is trouble for Dez Bryant. And going into Dak's second year, they just never, I mean, they were spending time in the offseason after Dak's
Trying to
rookie
work with
year,
each other, and
trying
they
to
couldn't
get
do it.
a rapport. You go into the second season of Dak Prescott's career, and it's just,
And they couldn't do it. They just couldn't do it.
and I'll say this one last thing. The last game against the Philadelphia Eagles last year,
Mm-hmm.
that was the game where, I mean, the Cowboys were out of the playoffs. You played your stars the whole game. Dak Prescott tried his best to throw the ball to Dez Bryant in that game, and he was either Dez would run this route or Dak Prescott was
They're
just
not
off.
on, they weren't on the same page.
I mean, I said that is the game right there that would be the demise of Dez Bryant.
Yeah, they weren't on the same page.
They just wasn't on the same page.
And when you can't get on the same page with receiver, if the quarterback can't get on the same page with receiver, who's going to lead first? The
I
quarterback
think
or
Dak
receiver?
Prescott wasn't about Dez Bryant's game as Romo was. Romo threw the 50-50 ball. He trusted his receiver. And what people, I think, kind of fail to realize or fail to remember, it took Tony Romo 3 years, the first 3 years of Dez Bryant's career before they finally
Right, got it together.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It took them 3 years. So we can't fall everything on Dak Prescott because Romo in his second year with Dez Bryant, they wasn't on the same accord. It took going to the 4th season before they finally
Well,
got the
Romo
relationship going.
Romo was still getting over T.O.
True.
I mean, that was a lot to deal with too.
Yeah.
You know, so he was still getting over that. I'm thinking this right here. I think, for me personally, I think Dak is going to have a breakout year. I don't look at his second season as a sophomore slump. I just look at his second season.
Don't forget my boy Zeke now.
And the other thing too, Zeke.
Yeah, I believe he gonna lead it the Russian.
Zeke gonna be off the chain.
Yeah, he has a statement to prove that I'm not all bad as most folks think I am.
And what's so crazy about it is he missed 6 games and almost still gained 1,000 yards.
Right.
I mean, he was 20 yards away from 1,000
But
yards.
see, that's the difference. You want to talk about the difference now? He's a player that's willing to listen.
He missed 6 games.
You gotta. Not only did he listen, but he obeyed. He went, got away, stayed in
Stayed
shape,
away and got
with no
stayed out of trouble.
distraction.
Yeah.
No distraction. But see, what's not hitting the news, when he and Dak goes out, there have been a couple of issues there.
Oh yeah, Dak. yeah.
But Dak just know how to get in the shadow.
But not enough to where the NFL says I'm gonna throw the hammer down on him.
Right.
You know,
right.
no. Zeke. I mean, and what's so crazy about this is right here. With a great running game, the passing game could be anything he wants to be.
And that's the reason why I don't feel like we gon'. I mean, I'm gonna miss Jake. I'm gonna miss him because he brought a little finesse to the game. He really did for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
But I think the passing game gonna open up.
I think it's gonna be
wider than it's gonna go back to the excitement when the Cowboys were going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, with Tavon Austin there, I mean that's a whole new. I mean we're not even talking about Tavon Austin and what dynamic he brings to the game. I mean, shoot, you can put him in the slot and he can take that. You got Tavon Austin, you got Zeke.
Yeah.
You have at least 2 players on that team right now that can take it to the house anytime you touch the ball.
I really think they need to get an offensive coordinator like Turner.
Like North Turner,
Yeah.
but North Turner he's a calculated coordinator. It's about timing routes.
Well,
I don't know if Dak Prescott is a timing route quarterback.
Well, maybe not.
Because you need a timing route quarterback to run that type of offense.
Well, let me put it like this. Let me back up there, and maybe you can help me out there, Professor. Because you watching them out there more than I do. But Beasley, he's a heck of a slot receiver. and I think Dez could have made a good slot receiver, but he chose not to go that way.
I said that
Yeah, he
before
could
on
have.
this show, to where I felt like if Dez Bryant did what Larry Fitzgerald did and go from a deep threat to
To
a
a
possession
slot,
slot
yeah.
receiver, he would have kept his career the way he wanted it and the
Right.
path he was going.
I agree with
but
that.
he chose not to do that.
But last year they tried to put him in that position. And that's why he kept running those curl routes and those slant routes. But then when he ran those routes and stuff like that, he would drop the ball.
Well, and see,
Dez is only
that's
good when
because he didn't want to be there.
Yeah, exactly. But Dez is only good when he's going long and you throw it up.
I think he should have took the
Yeah.
scoop off from Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald's numbers went up.
Yes.
When he became a
Yeah.
slot, he started catching 90+ balls a
Yeah,
year.
because you put him
He
in that
changed
position.
his-
And now, guess what?
Right.
You can take Fitzgerald and put him on the outside, and he'll still do the same thing.
Well, let me can I
He's slow.
Huh?
Yeah,
He's slow.
Yeah, he's like a Jerry Rice.
But do you
Because Jerry
think-
Rice was slow.
Professor, do you think Dez was kind of scared because those DBs and linebackers, they'll get into your mind. They'll shake you up before you even come
I
off
think
that
they got to Dez before he could get to them.
right.
Because
yeah,
I mean,
know.
you get a Josh Norman or Patrick Peterson and stuff
And
like
you know
that.
these boys can hit.
Yeah.
I think,
And they told him, say,
really-
you can't run but 3 routes.
To be
I
honest
got
with
you.
to be honest with you, I really do think with the way Dez's mentality is on the field, the way he talk noise, the way he will run at the mouth. I mean, you could see the camera not being on with the 2 lines of scrimmage, and it has a
It's
camera
focused
on
on
Dez
them.
Bryant and
Mhm.
Josh Norman, and after the play over with, they just join
They
each
going-
other. Almost every other play. I think basically I'm kind of on the side with the fact that after a while, especially in the NFC East, cornerbacks started realizing his route tree.
Oh yeah, and all you are is by the talk. So I can figure out what you're doing. The other thing that's right here is I saw the show on Amazon,
All or nothing.
All or Nothing, and him and Xavier Woods going back and forth with it. I mean, they going back at it. You know, Xavier Woods actually shut him down. I mean, actually shut him down, and Xavier was right. Dez Bryant had to push off to catch that last ball
I saw
because they did a one-on-one. They said we're gonna do a one-on-one, and Woods, you and Dez go one-on-one, and Woods had him covered dead to rights. Dez pushed off. He did push off, and then caught the ball. And Woods said, "Man, you pushing off on me."
Then he threw the ball at him.
Then he threw the ball at him. Yeah. And then when they're going through just regular drills, they're just doing just regular exercise drills, stretching and stuff like that. Dez steady talking. The whole team is sitting down, stretching. Dez steady talking, and he walks off the field. That's why he got cut from the Cowboys. Because he was not a team player. He was his player.
All about me, myself.
He was all
Me,
about him.
myself, and I.
And the Cowboys don't
And
do that.
pride.
Yeah.
Time out.
Yeah.
That's it.
I know. I'm looking at the clock right here. This has been 41 Sports Talk Radio. Thank you, Professor.
No problem.
Preacher.
Yo,
We got to get a name for you.
What thing?
Elite. He did good. I think Elite is his name.
You like
I
the
think he's Elite.
the associate.
The associate.
The associate. Oh, that's good. The associate.
Yeah, because preach and the
They
associate.
got the substitute.
One day we're gonna get out the associate, the substitute,
The assistant.
yeah, the assistant, yeah, security.
Opportunity, man.
We all got a professional name for security.
No, y'all dropped y'all show name and y'all. I'm gonna have to go look at here. I'm gonna make some money off y'all.
Anyways, I have a potential question for next week.
All right, what's the
I've
question
got to
next week?
discuss it.
Oh, go ahead.
Bench woman.
Potential.
Well, okay, potential question. So this young lady posted that someone said ladies are proud of not settling and staying single until the right one comes along. But we've got to start being honest with ourselves. The truth is that most of us past the age of 27 are still single because of who we are. How many exceptionally nice, caring, masculine, and consistent black men have you passed up on or friend zoned because they didn't come in the package that in your mind you wanted or thought you deserved?
Okay, I
And
got lost.
one potential.
I got lost at the first sentence, and I was going.
The question is, are single ladies, instead of settling, saying that they're settling, are they just passing up folks because they're being picky about who they want to be with and friend zoning folks when they don't really necessarily have to?
And I got one too.
Because they had another question on here about the men
Potential.
putting women in the friend zone, making themselves go in the friend zone.
Potential.
What you got?
What do you have?
Mine is if your ex rang your bell one night out of the blue and said, "I have no place to sleep," what would you do?
Ooh.
Oh, we did that one already.
No, we have never done that one before.
We done something
If-
similar.
no,
We talked
if-
about your ex and
No.
staying overnight if they got sick or something.
No, that was different. No, not what he said. If they ring your bell out the blue and say, I ain't got nowhere to stay,
What would you do?
what would you do?
Take them to a
Married
hotel.
or not married?
Take them to the.
Is-
Take them to the.
Oh, yeah.
Take them to the nearest shelter.
No. You got to look at the circumstances.
Take it to the nearest shelter.
Because you know, hey,
Take 'em, drop 'em off at the
one of
door.
my exes in town.
The church of the door. The doors of the church are always open,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, okay.
I'm gonna drop you off at
Oh,
your
no,
house.
No, that
They're not gonna happen on the hill.
Drop off right over.
They're not gonna happen on the hill. But
happening.
Once I lock them doors, they lock until the next service.
No, you married and your ex come knocking on the door, they ain't gonna want to answer.
Number one, they gonna get shot.
Ain't no answer.
Right. I mean,
You get up and open the door if you want to.
hold
Depending on which ex it is.
We all been single, right? Can anybody come to your house without calling?
No.
No, exactly. No, you're not. I don't care. If you,
I mean, you can
no, you didn't call.
But what if they
No.
Google and find your address?
No.
You come by.
See, that makes the question not asked even more interesting with
Yeah,
that
yeah.
mindset.
Yeah, you can't come to my house without calling.
No.
But the other side of the fence is she just told you they have nowhere to go.
You can maybe you
No worries.
I ain't answering the door.
You can call. They ain't gonna say I'm not peeping out the window looking at you.
So you come to the house, but okay, well, I was going to bed.
I'm not even gonna peek. I'm just gonna open the blind wide open.
As my
Like,
wife
who is
told
that
me,
knocking on the door at 1 o'clock in the morning?
as my wife told me,
Must be
we are
crazy.
ex for a reason.
Exactly. I say the same thing. You're
Yeah, we are
ex.
ex for a reason.
Back in the day, you couldn't come to my house. When I was single, you couldn't come to my house without calling. You
Boy,
didn't
please,
call.
I came to your house so many times without calling. You was
But
happy.
That's
Shut that
because
down.
He was happy.
No. When mine was coming to my house when I called her,
really?
and because she had a key.
Yeah.
I must break you.
Him downstairs.
Him downstairs.
He's in his bathroom.
Him downstairs.
Boy, look at here. Hey, look at here. When I gave her that key, Shirley, when I gave her that key, I started finding things in the drawer.
Why would you give a woman a key?
Cause when nobody else coming.
Because you ain't had no sense.
No, nobody else was coming.
Excuse you.
Ain't no damn key.
Excuse you.
No. Okay. Anyway, we're going to discuss key and not key on the next show.
Anyway.
This has been 411 Sports Talk Radio, 4radionetwork.com. We'll be back next week. Coming next week, we will getting our picks next week? Oh, and do we? Oh, we wait till.
We'll talk about it.
Okay, we'll talk about it. We'll get into something because you know Jerry
When is
Jones.
the fantasy league set up?
I'm
September
gonna.
2nd.
September 2nd.
Yeah. I'm gonna do the picks this week, and so I'm gonna set that up. So
That's my league. I'm not sure about what
Kevin, I will figure out what Kevin's doing.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. This has been 411 Sports Talk Radio, 4radionetwork.com. We will be back next week. You're hot.
See you. Peace out.
I did that before, man. Oh, I'm sorry.
Music.
No, I did that before as far as getting the key.
Turn it up.
And all of a sudden I had a panty drawer.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I mean, okay.
My clothes, my towels.
No.